All right.
YouTube.com/BMFcast.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
Do we have audio?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, I see a little line going. Yeah, it's a lot like that.
First.
Hinberg. I didn't even realize that's what you wrote. just saying it because
No, I said it. I wrote it because you said it.
He said it.
Hinberg.
He's a dick. Tweet.
Wait, why is DeBarge on that poster?
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
You gotta
That,
sell it, man.
that guy does not look like Boogaloo Shrimp at all.
Whatever.
I mean, they're painting rendition. Also, they were very generous to Kelly.
Yes.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I can barely see that poster.
Make him bigger.
Well, the one that's on the Twitter.
Okay.
The Twitter.
Oh, is there a new tweet?
There
On
is.
the Twitter.
Just have to tweet it.
I'm about to.
I'm even gonna like it.
Ooh, Count Chocula.
I liked it.
Oh, that's right. I need to come up with a stupid.
Yet another final level tag.
come up with
One
a-
day. One day.
He retweeted us that one time.
I know one day he'll
One day he'll show up in the chat.
show up in the chat.
We have an open seat.
Yeah.
Come on down.
Oh my god, we should have invited Ice-T!
Doesn't he live here in like Florida?
I don't know, but he's got money. He's got all that SVU money to spend on
It's true.
jet flying, limousine riding.
Yeah.
Champagne on titties.
Yeah.
Let me just say, Ice-T, you have an open invitation.
Absolutely.
I will sit in the fucking corner.
Yeah.
And you may have
I will
my seat.
quit this show if you show up
I mean,
permanently.
I won't
Yeah.
quit the show.
I mean,
I'll
I
sit
would-
at the end of the table.
I'm just saying, I would
or-
quit the show to give my place to Ice-T. Is all.
Oh, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. I would. I mean, you are Ice-T. I'm going to take Ice-T. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fair. I would too. That's a fair cop.
It's a fair dead cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Gold.
Kids that get hooked on podcasts.
Dangerous combination of pencil shaving and watermelon. They call it podcast. Hey, Mackie retweeted us. All right.
Hey.
All right, guy.
All right. Wait, they have internets in Hawaii?
Hawaii. Yeah.
Yeah.
Inside of the volcano that he was sacrificed into.
Didn't work. Where's Ice-T? Try again, Maggie.
Throw Jen in there. See what happens. See if we can get some iced tea. Love you, Jen. I'm sorry.
She does listen to the show.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, who listens to the show? Come on. I mean, really.
Aside from the coolest people on the
Ice-T,
internet.
hopefully.
Hey, Ice-T.
We love you.
Really do. Final Voyage was better than they said it was.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what?
I don't know.
We liked Final Voyage.
I
It
don't-
just was like a weird TV
I
edit.
just made it up.
Like the whole thing felt like it was edited for TV.
Oh.
Like otherwise, it was a pretty damn good movie.
Yeah.
That was all. That was like our biggest criticism is that it just felt like someone went through and like redubbed to make it a TV movie.
Oh.
I celebrate his entire catalog.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ooh, you know what? I think I have an iced tea maker in the kitchen. Maybe
You could make iced
Yeah, I
tea?
think so.
What?
Let me go bring it. Just in case. It might help.
Slaminade. Read the sign. Laminate. He's going to be the iced tea maker.
I like that they put the iced tea maker, like the words iced tea maker in papyrus on the
Yeah.
outside of the damn thing. Like anybody's going to mistake that for A, anything, and B, some sort of ancient artisanal iced tea maker from the land before time or something.
Oh.
Yeah, it's by Mr. Coffee.
Well.
Yeah. Just call me Coffee. Mr. Coffee was my dad.
They made the chat window smaller. I don't like that.
I pop out the chat.
I
He
know,
does.
I
He
know you
pops
pop
it-
out.
He pops it out.
Mhm.
I like popping out the chat.
Just gets it right out there.
What a feeling is not in this movie.
So that's a different
But
song.
you're gone. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What a feeling. That's really all it is. I was referring more to Lionel Richie, formerly of the Commodores fame.
Oh, right. Star of See You Next Tuesday. Thank God it's Friday.
Yes. Thank God it's Friday. See you next Tuesday. So very close.
I was, yeah. I knew he was a BMFcast alum. I just had.
Who's breathing into the mic?
I'm my number one guy.
R.I.P. in peace, Jack Palance.
Yeah.
So, how was your weekend?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you edit some videos?
I did. Yes, I sure did.
Would that be for 31 and 31
Yeah.
on youtube.com/watercooler?
It would. Yes, that is where you can find those videos
Yeah.
that I make and I'm excellent at.
You are.
That's correct. You do make them.
I
and
do.
You are excellent at them.
That is
I
also
mean,
correct.
Quite honestly, you put so much time and effort
Hmm.
that it makes watching this video seem irrelevant.
Sure.
In fact, far be it for me to tell you what to do, but I would suggest wholeheartedly that either you hit stop and go watch his entire filmography, if you will,
His
on
entire
YouTube
catalog.
now, or at least in some point in the near future,
Okay.
venturing over to that
There's a
other
playlist, isn't
section.
there?
There is, yes.
There is a playlist.
Handy dandy playlist.
So you can probably bookmark that playlist, and then once you're done watching, either watching this live stream, or if somehow this makes it onto the internet in podcast form, listening to this audio, go do it.
Yeah,
Go
this
soak
part,
up some Chuck.
This part probably won't be in
No.
audio
No,
format
no,
anymore,
no. But just in case,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
in case someone is listening to this in the future.
let me just
when
put
they're-
in perspective. The amount of prep time that we do for this is however long the movie is.
That's true.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Whereas Chuck puts a lot of time
at
and
least
effort.
4 to 5 minutes more
Yeah.
time Chuck puts into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some movies I
We're-
have to watch
we're
upwards
ill-
of 3 times.
We're ill-equipped
Jesus,
for what
really?
we do here.
Yeah.
We're just winging it here.
Winging it. Nope. Not even going to do it.
What?
Nope. Not
What?
No, I'm not doing it.
Wing Fury. You're not going to the wing it. Pat, this is Pat Buttram for Winging It Fury.
Pahuda.
Pahuda. People from Pahuda is Pahooters. And now Sonic the Hedgehog is in Pahooters.
What?
There's some Sonic and Hooters cross promotion thing. It's weird.
That's a weird.
It is. It is. It's
Yeah.
very weird.
Sonic fans don't like boobs.
No, they don't.
Like
Not on-
Not
like-
unless they're animated and
Yeah.
on hedgehogs.
I was gonna say, not unlike women.
they like
of the human variety.
Sanic.
We're having some.
Yeah,
sound.
we went to Sanic tonight. Got her credit stolen and
Where are
everything.
Boobs. I didn't get any boobs. Did
Yeah.
you get boobs?
Nah, I got no boobs. I got fucking no boobs.
I mean, I got the boobs I came in with, but didn't get any like
no bonus boobs.
floppy knockers or anything.
That's my Tumblr.
He still got meat tub.
Yep. Tub of meat.
Man, remember when Tumblr was a thing?
It's still a thing.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Still going strong.
I have not logged into Tumblr in a year.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Tumblr.
Yeah.
I forgot about a lot of things.
Yeah,
on the
it's
internet.
just
Did you forget about Dre?
No, I
Good.
did not. Yeah.
Nowadays, everybody want to talk. They got something to say, and nothing comes out when they move their lips. It's just a bunch of gibberish. And motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. And I just had to make sure that you weren't one of those motherfuckers.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
No. I'd be standing there with a can full of gas and a handful of matches,
Still
and I
wouldn't.
still wouldn't be found out.
Oh.
Fuck you too, bitch. Call the cops. I'm gonna kill you and them loud-ass motherfucking barking dogs.
Slim Shady. Oh, is that a twin baby?
In a Mercedes-Benz with the...
Top down. Oh,
the-
fuck.
with the windows up and the...
Fuck,
I can't
goddamn it.
remember what that is.
Damn it.
I always mess that
We're
part
so
up.
white.
Yeah.
We
I'm gonna-
just forgot the lyrics, that's all.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the lyrics on Genius because that's the best place for rap lyrics.
Always quality, never wrong.
Genius? Genius is usually pretty good.
How's everybody doing out there in listening land? We're just, we're letting people arrive. That's
Yeah,
what we do.
people
we
getting
just
here.
we banter for a bit.
And a Mercedes-Benz with the windows up when the temp goes up to the mid-80s. Calling men ladies. Sorry, Doc, but I've been crazy. There's no way that you can save me. It's okay. Go with him, Haley.
Da-da. I'll just fill in
Thank you.
Slim Shady sound effects.
Slim defect.
That's totally different. You don't want to get that.
No, it's a penis thing. You don't want it.
I mean, we hope you want it. Some people. It's really the dream of all men.
To want penis?
Yeah. To have someone who wants
Oh!
penis.
Peanuts.
You don't like your peanuts?
Would you like my peanuts?
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
All right.
Brain is broken.
Spring's going to get swole.
Do you even lift, bro?
Yeah, you should lift. I hear that gets you swole. That's my advice. I'm a regular Jack LaLanne over here.
Also, really,
More like Jack LaLanne.
also very timely on the reference.
Yes.
Yep. I'm Slim Goodbye.
Fuck, I was about to say the same goddamn thing. Fuck. You took my ancient reference away from me. I was like, how do I say Slim Goodbody in a sentence?
Yes. Well.
Thanks for that.
You're going to get your tiger juicer.
Morgan Freeman was on the electric company. Yes, I know where Slim Goodbody's from. Memories. So there's like the dumb things on the internet, like, man, you want to
Yeah.
feel old, and like those things. I quite literally did that to myself today. I was just talking about something, and I was like, The Simpsons started when I was 12 years old, and I was like, fuck.
Now you're 100.
I'm like, The Simpsons has been on for fucking forever.
Yeah.
100 years.
God damn it.
You were the oldest person in history.
It was like it started as a matter of fact, and then I thought about it for a second. I was like, oh shit.
As a matter of fact, don't let nothing hold you back. If the Scatman can do it, then so can you. That's what I'm saying.
That's my favorite part. The part. Soul.
I'm the Scatman!
Man, we're so going to get flagged for that spot on, spot on recreation.
100%.
Totally.
They won't even be able to recognize
The
that
algorithm's
it's
going to be like, that's the scat man.
It's going to come to our door and be like, I'm sorry, is the Scatman here? We need to have a word with him.
You owe us money.
Why are you on this podcast? Are you okay?
Yeah. Hey, we're saving a seat for iced tea.
Man.
Not the
And the Scatman. No, if the fucking
Ice-T and
Scatman wants to
Scatman
show
would
up.
be that would be hell of a drive time.
If any Scatman, the
Crothers?
Carruthers wants to
If
show
he
up.
shows up, I'm fucking leaving.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's been dead a while.
yeah, he has been.
Although I think Scatman's also dead.
What, really?
I believe so.
Oh, no.
I don't care. If either Scatman shows up, dead or alive.
Shit, I have to fact check that now.
Fat
Fat check.
Fat check. I must fat
Chef
check.
Aja.
Oh, hi, doggy.
Tell me about Scatman John. Damn it! Died in 1999.
Jesus.
He was only 57.
Man, what was it? What did him in?
Death. Bad case.
Oh, man.
Was it
Worst
fatal?
I've ever seen.
Lung cancer.
Ah,
How was he
damn it.
scatting so well
Yeah.
up until that point?
You can't smoke and scat.
apparently you can for 57 years.
Huh.
Wondered why he hadn't shown up on Jimmy Kimmel yet.
Well, that's a real bummer. So I'm probably leaving if he shows up too. I mean, no offense.
Okay.
Just
All right. Are there any Scatmans that are alive? Name a living Scatman.
Yes, but they're all in Germany. And one in the White House. Zing!
Got him! Ow! There were only two, according to IMDb.
why are you looking there? Like,
What was the easiest thing to type Scatman into? I'm not typing it into Google. Or Bing.
Yeah, don't type it into Bing.
well,
You
what's
can
his
type it
face
into-
is probably still alive. From Q, Michael Moriarty, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
He's a Scatman.
Skeedly bop.
Yeah, and then there's Michael Bublé.
Yep, there is. Michael Bubbles.
Yeah, Mikey Bubbles and Mikey Moriarty.
Scat Cat might still be alive.
Oh, MC Scat Cat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think MC Scat.
The Master of Ceremonies, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Better fact check that before we go announcing that we want
Yeah.
that Scat Cat.
Uh-huh. Also,
That darn
dead of
Scat
lung
Cat.
cancer. Yes. Christina Ricci comes back. And It's animated. What?
Was it a real cat? I feel like I was lied to.
Well, Patterson would originally play small gigs dressed in full cat attire, although soon after became a studio musician, with the character becoming fully animated by members of the Disney and Warner Brothers animation team.
Right, but is the guy...
The voice is still alive. He is now
Okay.
a radio production manager.
Well, see,
At
he could come in
Minnesota
here,
Public
He
Radio.
could come in here and make our podcast sound better. Produce our podcast.
Wow.
MC Scat Cat.
And this is All Bad Movies Considered. I'm your host, some sort of weird name, with my co-hosts, two other weird names.
Let's see. I'm going to give it 2 jocks forward, but then 1 jocks back.
2 jocks forward. Opposites attract.
and then 1 bags back. Yeah.
Today
Okay.
we'll be discussing the plight of the avocado farmer
Oh.
in the movie The Avocado Farmer
I don't think there's any
by
plight.
Avocado P. Farmer.
I don't think there's any plight. You know, those damn millennials are buying avocados.
No,
at
they're
record.
Yeah,
basis.
well, they're spending
That's why they're not buying houses.
tens of thousands of dollars per avocado.
Yeah.
For for the price of 1 avocado toast,
Yeah.
you could turn on the electricity for the entire country of Puerto Rico, or it's island, I guess, territory.
Place.
It's
Territory.
country too, right? It's still technically
You know,
Territory.
it's out there in the middle of the ocean.
It is.
maritime law.
I don't know anything about maritime law. I do know everything there is to know about wizard law, though.
Little wizard.
Little Wizard.
Little wizard law.
Little wizard law.
Let's talk about Little Wizard.
Okay.
Let's talk about how Little Wizard enters the room.
All right.
It's 9:30. It's time to podcast.
It is.
I'm your excellent host, Wayne.
Already on way. All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey! BMFcast!
Episode 394.
Man, those numbers are going up.
Each episode they do.
So high.
Nearly.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
Yep, we're Mackie-less this week.
He's in a volcano.
Yeah, it's Mackie versus Volcano.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the Volcano will probably win.
Yes.
But hey, you know what we do each and every episode of this here at BMFcast?
What?
We go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie.
Yeah.
And then we come in here and talk about it for the first half. We rate them. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks. Robot jocks. However, there are bad movies. Doesn't stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags after big old piles of trash.
No, bags of trash.
Sure.
Piles of trash that you put into a bag.
Right, yeah.
And it becomes
The size of the pile denotes how many bags it needs.
Yeah.
I see.
If
I
you
see.
get a big old pile, you need 4 or 5 bags.
Right.
Right.
Small pile, 1 bag.
Yeah.
Private pile,
Cool.
1 bag. All the jocks, I don't know.
Joker.
So, what we're doing like sequels. That's what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, shit. I was like, what have we been doing? We've been watching movies.
We've been
Sequel
getting
timber.
caught up.
Caught up
Sequel
on some
timber.
sequels. So we finally got around. It's time for Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo, the movie that everyone seems to know Electric Boogaloo, but not the source somehow.
Yeah.
The
It's gotten
mother of all
weird.
sequel names.
Yes. It became such a joke that people are now like, wait, there was an actual movie
Like, that
with
was a-
that
That
subtitle?
was a real thing?
Yeah.
We received and so many tweets this week. Like, what?
a record number.
Huh? There's a thing that goes with that joke?
Yeah.
Well, there is.
You want to feel old.
And you know what? There's a plot in it.
What-
And I might even read a plot summary.
I don't know about that.
And it might be another thing that is a first
Okay.
in Berg. A developer tries to bulldoze a community recreation center. The local breakdancers try to stop it.
Yes.
Accurate. I'll give that points for accuracy.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is our first official, not stretching the definition, Save the Rec Center movie.
It is the closest we've ever had to a pure Save the Rec Center.
Yes.
Rappin' had a bit of that, but it was more like the entire neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
This is it.
Yeah. I mean, this is straight up Save the Rec Center.
Yep.
And
Is
that
this
the
where
plot
the
of
Save
movie.
the Rec Center
I don't think
genre
it's
of
the
movies
source.
I
sort
don't-
of sprung from?
I think it started in sitcoms and dumb places like that.
Okay.
But I don't want to say Canon had such an original idea here that it
Right.
became such a lasting trope.
Well, yeah.
I just feel like
Such
this
an
is
original idea with their sequel.
This
Yeah.
is not quite the same, but it feels a little close to me, like finally getting the loose cannon.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, you know, that was more
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
he said it.
Yeah.
Like they finally said it. 180 something episodes later, they finally said it.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we've made Save the Rec Center jokes, and it's finally here.
Yeah.
And if I'm dancing around describing the plot, it's because a lot of the
There's a
plot
lot of dancing
is, in
around the
fact,
plot.
Plot.
Man, there's not a lot. I mean, there's not a lot of real plot in this.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, all right. It could be argued, I think, unlike the first one, that this one is more of a traditional musical because, in so much that when they go into dancing, it's to be believed that it's fantasy. It's not like happening because
It's a dancicle.
yeah.
Flights of
Fancy.
Yes.
Yeah, like I mean, a traditional musical is not like everyone just started joining in and they can all dance. I mean, it's like it's assumed that it's a fantasy world that they enter in, and the song's over, and everyone's like, "Well, that was fun." Like that didn't actually happen. And the first one was pretty much like I think when they did breakdancing, they were breakdancing, and it was real life. And
The first one was specifically a movie that was focused on the trials and tribulations of dancers.
Yes.
yeah, this one, I mean, it opens up and it's pretty much like full on musical number.
Yes.
Like they're just going down the street, and all of a sudden people are joining in. Like starts with a mailman, and then like some
It doesn't start with the mailman, does it?
Well, I mean, like beyond the local neighborhood kids who were already breakdancing.
Well, it doesn't start with that.
oh no,
It builds into that because Special K is dancing for her,
right.
doing her auditions and such. And this movie is 6 months later. She has broken up with Shooter McGavin because she has that scene where she talks to her parents to get like the 6 month backstory of, hey, what about that nice lawyer fellow you were dating? She's like, he was a nerd. And then she's like, I miss Turbo or Ozone.
Ozone.
Yeah, I miss Ozone. And then she goes to see them.
Okay, right. You're right.
Yeah. And they're just kind of hanging out, and they're like, "Hey, you want to see our special place?" And she's like, "You bet I do." And then they just start dance marching through the neighborhood, and that's when they just start sweeping up every other person along the way.
I think this movie is a musical where the characters don't sing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
now that I think about it, kind of in that framework, because this, like many other numbers that follow it, it's exactly like that sort of weird flight of fancy. It's just kind of clicking with me now.
It's when normal, everyday people join in on the fun, and then as soon as the song's over, they like snap out of it and go back about their business.
And disappear, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got the mailman, you got a
There's like telephone line workers.
telephone.
That guy starts humping the hell out of that telephone pole.
Some like construction people, I think, or
construction
yard
workers, like
something.
a pizza guy,
Yeah.
like everybody in the
And then
neighborhood.
there's a cop giving a ticket,
Yeah.
and then she joins in. I mean,
Yes.
just and then like
Cars join
church
in.
ladies join in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
But they're going to Miracles. It's like, hey, come on, you want to see what we've been doing for 6 months?
And yeah, they're dancing down the street to Miracles, and when we see it,
The place is
that's-
called Miracle.
That's when it clicks. It's like, oh shit, that's a brightly colored graffiti covered rec center.
Yep.
They're gonna have to save it, aren't they?
Because they give Special K the tour, and it's like, here's where we dance.
Here's our boxing gym for some reason.
Yeah, they have a boxing gym, which they keep invading and like bothering the people who are actually working out to like dance around them. Because there's one guy, this old dude. You've seen him in a million things. I'm blanking on his name right this second, but he's like the owner of the building, and he's also the boxing coach. And he's just like, "Oh, hi, who's your friend?" And they're just like, hey, it's Special K. 6 months ago, she was our best friend in the world, and then for some reason we totally parted ways.
Harry Caesar.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
He's the one that got the head to Brute joke.
right. Okay. Yeah, but it's,
Byron is the character name.
okay.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just this is where we hang out, and we teach other people, teach them stuff. We teach
get
them how to
on the
dance,
street
teach them how to
and
box,
whatever
and-
they want to do.
Yeah.
To occupy their time. I mean, it would seem that they have like graffiti lessons too.
Yeah, probably.
They have a mork mime. They have a mime who's like never really in full mime makeup, but he's just got the brightly colored,
he's a fucking mime.
more Robin Williams mork suspenders and
Yeah.
shit.
He's like the one who greets them at the door.
Yeah, and begins the tour with like, oh, let me open the invisible door and
Yeah.
slide this over here.
Like, oh, for
I'm
fuck's
miming
sake,
and shit.
Get out of my way, mime. Also, along the way, they stopped at one outdoor theater where there's more of like a Latin group that are just dancing and doing their thing, and there's a special lady there,
It's like Latin hip hop sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
and all the guys are like, yeah, looking at
But
her.
especially Turbo.
Yes,
Turbo is in.
he enjoys looking at her, but he is also a
Shy.
child.
He's shy.
So there is lots of running away.
Is that perhaps Lucia?
I believe that's the character name.
I think so.
Known for Body Rock as an additional finale dancer.
Body Rock's pretty good, you guys. But yeah, so there's a second female character in this movie. The first one didn't have that, so hey, how about that?
Yeah.
I mean, it was weird. Everyone just kind of being like targeting Special K in the first movie, like we all kind of like you,
right,
and
yeah.
why don't you stay behind for private dance lessons? And this is more like, okay, she's just kind of there, and people have other interests.
And the entire movie, I spent it bugging the hell out of me that I felt like I recognized the actress, but it's somebody else that looks exactly like her, and it can't place who or what movie.
yeah, she has a familiar
Yeah.
look to her, but
Are you still talking about Lucia?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Who, like I said, when I looked her up, I was like, okay, you're not in any other movies. Why do I think I know you? But I don't know. I gave up after a certain point.
Okay. But hey, guess what?
Hey, what?
Some rich white fucks want to tear down that building,
They sure do.
put up a shopping mall, and they're gonna.
Yeah, so there's old guy with money and some city council dweeb in a bow tie and horn rimmed glasses and
With the huge circle glasses.
Yeah.
And he's got a big old bald head.
and I thought he just worked for him, but apparently he was like the city planner guy that was on the take or something.
I guess.
Is what it's later implied.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just like standing outside, like, oh, this will be ours, because the city's in our pocket, and we're just going to turn this in. And they don't really say right away that it's going to be like a mall, but that it's going to be a mall.
Yeah.
They say, I think they, well, I don't think they say it in the beginning, but
Yeah.
they do say several times throughout the rest of the movie that it's going to be a shopping center.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It's going to bring the property values up
Right.
and get all those pesky black folks out of the
those
community.
undesirables out of the area. this movie skirts around its racism just like the first one. It's so there are random words for it. Usually just means street.
Right.
Someone whenever like in the first one, if someone says street something, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. You're racist. Yeah. So there's our plot.
Yeah, but they basically immediately go to like city council woman.
Like, hey,
and they're
well,
just she's just
they
like
send the old guy a letter, and it's like, and the old guy's like, get a load of this.
no, I mean like they go to meet with her first, like before the city council meeting.
Oh, right.
And then like
Or the bad guys do.
yeah, the bad guys,
Yeah.
and they're like, so we want to tear this down, and they're like, because these kids have a rundown rec center. She's like, rec center, and it's like it's this place called Miracles. That's a lovely name.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, wait, it's the building's dilapidated, and it needs like $200,000 worth of work to even be habitable, and
Yeah. And she's like,
they'll be better off when we give them the money.
yeah,
which
she's just like,
which is strange because like
30
they
days.
never actually act like they're going to buy this place, that they're just going to take it over and have it condemned.
Right.
But like
well,
their
they
original
say
pitch was
that
like,
the building is condemned. It would cost more than what anyone would what it would be worth to renovate it.
Right.
So let's just bulldoze it and put up our shopping mall.
And they just pull this $200,000
Yeah.
estimate number.
Figure. Thank you. They just pull this $200,000 figure out of their butts.
Yes.
And nobody questions it for the rest of the movie.
Nope.
Yeah. But she is immediately like on the side of like, no, but the kids, and then is like, well, you're probably right.
Yeah.
It's probably it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
And so she's more or less not on the take, but she's duped at this point. And then they send the
bought
letter.
what they're selling.
Yeah. Then she sends the letter, and
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, they say we got 30 days. We got to get out of here. And
So they spend 29 days selling lemonade and watching cars.
yeah. Well, they have a montage of fundraising.
Yes, and they earn about $7,000.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
It's not bad, but it's a lot less than the $200,000 they
They're
need.
only $193,000 short.
Okay, that's fair.
And so before the city council meeting, there, Kelly is like, or Special K is like, my parents are rich. Maybe we should go talk to them. And Ozone's basically like, no,
I'm not gonna go beg rich
I'm not
people for
begging.
money.
And she's like, no, I didn't necessarily mean that. I just meant like he's good with money. Maybe he could give us some ideas.
Yeah,
Let's just go. And so
so they go.
kind of a parallel of the fancy party that they go to in the first one. They roll up to this house and. And
They're like, wow, Kelly, you have a lot of money.
it should be noted that what's his name, Turbo, throughout this movie is mostly wearing marching band outfits.
Yeah, he looks like an extra from Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah. But he's found a particularly interesting one that they roll up into this house and they meet the housekeeper and the cat, and then
The Housekeeper and the Cat. This fall on CBS.
and the parents come down, and just as they're about to get
Pay
introduced to the
$6.99
parents,
watch that.
Another lawyer dude,
Yeah.
not Shooter McGavin,
Yeah,
shows up.
Throckmorton P. Smallcockington Jr.
Brent Worthing Smythe the third.
Yeah. And they're just like, oh, your fiance's here. And she's like, huh? What the fuck? And Ozone is immediately just like,
And Ozone-
oh, I see.
Ozone and Kelly have kind of been getting close.
Yeah.
Like they're...
Which is weird because in the first movie, they weren't. And now all of a sudden she's acting like, well, I think you're kind of my long lost love, but not really. Because when she reunited with them for the first time, she's like, oh, hi, Turbo. And then when Turbo scatters away, she's like, Ozone smooch, and it's like, oh, what did we miss here? But yeah, so Ozone is immediately like, what the fuck? Like, hell no. And she's like, not my fiance. I don't know who the fuck this is. And then, vaguely racist dad comes out and is just like, Billington, how are you?
And just brushes right past
Yeah.
them to go.
Yes, it's like,
greet the
pleased to meet you, yoink, and
lawyer
then goes
guy.
right over to him. How's the lawyering? And,
Well, it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Everyone sues everyone. And then
yeah,
They
Ozone
pan over to
Ozone
and
Ozone and Turbo
who
mockingly
return
join in.
the laughs. It's really good.
yeah. And so they have dinner, and they're forced to eat something gross, and
Something gross that Muffy made or whatever
And
her mother's name is.
Turbo feeds it to the cat, and then
I don't
There's
know
a
what
weird
the
thing that
fu-
looks like an air plant or a succulent or something.
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
just
it's like
stuck in
tomato
this-
soup and a tiny squid.
Yeah,
This fall on CBS.
available only with CBS All Access.
It's gazpacho and the squid.
Oh man, that would be
That's my favorite buddy cop
a
drama.
great detective show.
I'd watch it.
Gazpacho, you're on my last nerves, Gazpacho. Turning your badging gun.
Your new partner is Squid.
Squid, when you do your reports, put them in ink. Don't I always?
Wow. God damn it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know why. I don't know why he has water voice. But
Yeah, you just do. When you squid out of water, you just...
Oh, Squid, you're such a good cuddler.
I'm not a cuddlefish.
Boy.
You sounded awfully like this guy I used to date. He was a doctor.
Anyway.
Yeah. So
right.
it gets mentioned that they have a rec center that needs saving, and immediately Dad is like, "Oh, I get it. You want money. Well, let me tell you something. You're kind. When they get money, they waste it on things, and so get out." And they're just like, "Why? I never." They just throw down their napkins and say, "Good day, sir," and they leave.
You racist old fuck.
Yeah. And, Kelly eventually is like, "I didn't know my dad was that racist. Sorry."
Sort of, yeah. It's kind of like a non-apology of like,
Yeah.
Oh,
that he's a man.
He's
and
from a
he
different
says
time.
things,
Yeah.
Whatever. You got to just...
He's from a time where it was okay to be
Yeah,
racist.
you just don't follow him on Facebook. It's fine. Yeah, so they didn't get any luck there. And at some point, they have reestablished... Okay, so they have gone to a club at one point. This was earlier, way before the shenanigans. And there's like this gang of women led by this one woman who is an ex-girlfriend of Ozone who has decided she wants Ozone back. And the sight of Special K makes her fucking frenzied. Just like, no, this will not stand.
Well, the best part is like how that's introduced is she's painting some sort of backdrop for whatever thing they're going to do.
Well, that comes after they got introduced at the club.
Was it?
Yeah, because she comes in later.
Okay.
Yeah, the club was the first meeting of just like, what?
Okay.
Because also at the club,
It was later. Yeah.
They restarted their feud with the Young Dragons or whoever the fuck the rival gang
the
is.
Electro Rockers.
Yes, the same gang from the first movie. So they come in and they're just like, well, this is a real dance club. You need to get the hell out. And Ozone and Turbo are like, we're not going to dance against you. And then it's like, the fuck you say to me? And then it's, they're tussling each other.
Right.
So they did not fight. So later, what happens, they're fixing up the place.
Right. Well, I think we have the town hall meeting.
That's much later.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they hadn't decided to put the show on until they were like,
No,
oh,
they're just fixing up the place.
Oh, okay.
They're just, we got $7,000. Let's, build signs and do stuff.
Sure.
And they're painting like some board, and that's when the other girl comes in, and they have their weird record scratch moment.
Well,
where,
yeah, because like it plays out visually very funny because Ozone is like about to lift this thing up that's like 12 feet long, and he can't pick it up by himself. And she goes over like, oh, let me help you. And then Kelly walks in, and then she just like drops her in, and it's just a big wooden backdrop thing, and it just goes slam against this table.
Yeah. She's like,
and
oh,
then
I see how it
and
is.
then she just storms off, and then Kelly walks over like, oh, let me help you. And then
something gets said.
She drops this thing. She was like, "Oh, I may be up for a part where I might have to go to Paris or
And
something
Ozone
like that." And Ozone just drops it. It's like, "Oh, I suppose you're going to go." It's just we're not even important anymore, and it becomes that like.
Yeah.
She's like, I just said I may have a role, and I didn't even say when.
Yeah,
but,
the thing happened.
but
and
it's just funny because this thing that he was obviously working on very hard just gets dropped.
just doesn't care.
Just this thud.
Yeah.
Like,
But
It's a piece of shit anyway. To be
But
fair.
as with all arguments in this movie, that doesn't get resolved because at that moment, someone throws a can of spray paint through the window, to which they pick it up and go, the Electro Rockers. And they run outside, and they're all just like, yeah, come dance us. So they run over to an overpass, which is apparently the lair of the Electro Rockers. They got all their shitty
Technically,
cars.
at that spot, it's an underpass.
Okay. Fair enough.
Or they are under the overpass. I'm not sure how that works.
I think that's what
No.
they were doing.
or they're under the bridge
Yeah.
downtown.
But this just becomes, you guys
Dance fight.
are going to fight us now with dance.
To a song named Combat,
Yes.
where they say combat a lot.
They do. And mostly the lyrics of Combat are exactly what's happening in this
Yes.
scene. Like, pretty much every song in this movie is tailored to the theme of the dancing that is happening. It is the Stargroviest movie.
I was going to ask, once you were finished with that statement, if this qualifies it for a Stargrove.
Yeah, this song in particular, because
Because
this
it's
song
like-
is
It is
moment
exactly describing
specific.
the action, yeah.
Yeah, but it just starts as a regular dance battle, and then all of a sudden the electro rockers pull out nunchucks,
Well, like you do.
and then it becomes this actual dance fight. Like they are dance fighting.
Right. It's so weird. It's another one of those things where it kind of goes into the fantastical.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, like, in the real world, they were straight up actually fighting. And it became dance fighting in the movie?
Or they were actually dancing
Yeah,
in the real world, but it was
Yeah.
fighting in their mind.
But yeah, no, the nunchucks get countered with spray-painted trash can
cans.
lids.
And then they capture the nunchucks and throw them away. And then they split off into pairs and dance fight each other individually.
Yep.
yeah.
Dance throwing themselves against cars and dancing on cars. And
Yes.
And it's weird because there are
Dancers in cars getting caught.
there are one or two moments during this where there is actual physical confrontation. Like Turbo will just grab a guy and throw him against the roof of a car, and you're like, "Whoa, that's not dancing, sir. That's inappropriate."
But it's still
slam dancing.
Oh, okay,
Right. It's still pretty dancey, though.
it is. Yeah,
There are actually a couple good scenes in here between Special K and the other girl. I
yeah. They're like doing this weird like slapping thing where they're not really slapping each other,
Yeah.
but it's like this weird fish hand motion. This we're not selling.
This
the
is not a
scene.
very good dance number in general, but it is a spectacle to behold.
Yeah, when this starts, you're like, "Oh my god, what is happening? Like, what is this?"
It's the 80s version of West Side Story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, but it is just, oh my god, my mind is blown. This movie's amazing.
But eventually the electro rockers are just like, electro rockers out.
Yeah.
I think that meant that
They lost or they conceded.
the Miracles won. I think.
Yeah.
Nobody
think.
knows.
Miracles? Oh, well, yeah. They have when they're crewing up like that, what do they say? It was
TKO.
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 Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's from the last one, right?
Turbo
Yeah.
Kelly and Ozo.
That's right.
TKO. And some people at Miracles still have TKO t-shirts.
Right.
By the
Which-
way, if they don't exist, I kind of want a Miracles in like spray graffiti logo shirt, just for that.
I'll go to the fucking flea market right now and get you one.
That unless or
Tell me which Looney Tune you want on the back.
it's that, or I want an adult size version of. We didn't even mention.
Yeah, we
one
haven't
of the-
mentioned the best character of the movie.
There's a little kid,
Lil.
LIL apostrophe kid,
Right.
who has the kind of shirts that we don't have anymore, like the block stencil letters.
They're kind of coming back in fashion a
Yeah,
little bit
it's
among
like
the hip kids.
big, like puffy letters
Yeah,
that are just
big
kind of
bubble
like
letters.
ironed on.
But he has a shirt that just says Lil Wizard,
Lil Wizard, and he wears that for
Pretty good.
the first 20 or 30
And
minutes of
it's
this movie.
like a bright colored shirt with the black puffy stencil.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Or it's silver, I think.
Is
but
it? Okay.
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's like we just saw him and it was like
Lil
that's-
Wizard.
That's Lil Wizard. And
And then every time we saw Lil
What his
Wizard,
shirt says, so that's what his name is. Little wizard, tiny wizard.
but anyway, like, it's a toss up between the Miracle shirt and or a Little Wizard shirt.
fair enough. Yes.
We'll get you a Miracles on the front and Little Wizard on the back.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the best way to do
Get a
it.
jersey style.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, there some people are still wearing the TKO shirts, but they're not vintage because this movie came out 9 months after the first movie, so
Right.
they were just left over.
Almost the same amount of time transpired real time
Yes.
as transpired in movie time.
Right. So there's another scene at the club, the Radiotron, and this is just when it's like, ladies and gentlemen, Ice-T again, and you're like, oh, and Ice-T is fucking.
Yeah, I was gonna say not just like
Well, no, I know, but I mean, I was,
Sure,
he was in the first one. You're like, oh, all right, but then like, oh, he's in this too, sweet, and he's like Mad Maxed out,
yeah,
and
Strange bondage gear, Bret Hart sunglasses,
yep,
typical Ice-T hat.
it's something to behold because I mean, it's that fine line between standard rapper Ice-T and like transitioning towards body count
yes,
because like this is angry like it's
he does get angry.
I mean it's not even like traditional rap. I mean like they're doing some scratching and everything, but like he's just kind of like angry lyricking and then eventually just starts breaking records and shit.
yeah, he holds up like a record album and it's just like punch and shatter and just like records. It's like.
And
okay.
is there like 3 turntables just all scratching their own thing at the same time? It's
There are
just-
two turntables next to each other and
And a
two
microphone?
DJs,
Yeah.
and they just keep reaching across each
Yeah.
other and cross-scratching.
And there's one guy who just goes to the mixer and just fucking clowns every switch on that thing and is just like, look at me moving all the stuff. I'm angry. You know, it's like this whole band is super angry. He's wearing like this giant necklace that says Zulu Nation on it. Man,
There's some weirdness.
like you were saying, this little tiny era of Ice-T needs to be explored.
I need to know more about this.
Like if this was only like a 3-week period in his life, that needs to be chronicled. That I need like the entire story.
This is why we need Ice-T to come on the podcast so we can talk to him about it.
That's exactly what we need.
Ice-T, please come on the podcast so we can talk to you about it. Seriously.
Yes.
Open invitation.
Yeah.
Always open.
We promise not even to do imitations while you're here.
I don't know if I can hold back.
I'm pretty sure if he's here talking, we won't feel the need to do it. We will just keep making him talk. Just say, please talk to us, Ice-T.
We could just do, like, okay, we need a minute. Please rate our Ice-T impressions. On a scale of 1 to kill Whitey, how bad is my Ice-T impression?
Let me go ahead and say 4. That's the body count.
One grave we're in.
Man. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll always take a chance to get off on a nice tangent.
Nice tangent.
Yeah. So
There's been a scene where the ex-girlfriend has confronted Ozone and been like, leave her alone. And he's like, I don't know anything about her. And she's like, you better not. And then he's like, please leave. I want to go to bed.
like we haven't been a thing in a long time.
Yeah. And she's like, so still don't hang out with Special K. And he's like, all right, whatever. Just please let me go to sleep. And then she leaves. And then Turbo comes in and he's like, I like a girl. How do you do love? And he just like jumps up and is like, I thought you would never ask. Let's fucking do this. And you're like, what? And then it's just, this becomes a weird fever dream dance sequence where they have like this 80s real doll in the corner.
It's just a cloth doll.
Sure, but it's a life-size cloth doll.
Yeah, and it also is sort of dressed and its hair is sort of styled to look like Special K.
It is. Which is why during the sequence, while they were dancing around with it, it turns into Special K.
But it also turns into Lucia.
Yes. And for half a second, Ozone or Turbo is like does like a double take when this happens. He's like, "What the fuck?" But then they're both just dance fighting, trying to woo the affections of the doll.
Yeah,
well
and
because if when Turbo's dancing with it, it becomes Kelly, and when Ozone's dancing with it, it becomes Lucia. So it's also like they're fighting over the doll. Like that's my woman.
Yeah.
And it's just it's quick cut and
it keeps flashing back and forth between all three, the doll and the two girls.
yeah.
It's really well done. I was really
well.
impressed with that sequence. It's cut
really
really well.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of dips, and then when
Yeah.
you pick them up from a dip, it's somebody else.
Yeah.
It's done.
But eventually they end up like ripping the doll in half because they're
Fighting over
Yeah. And again, this conflict goes nowhere. It means absolutely nothing.
No, they just kind of ha 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 and like
and then start tangoing with each other for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Which I was just waiting for somebody to walk in and be like, like, what are you two doing? But
Somebody to wheel a turntable in and then
yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, this was the '80s. I was fully expecting the gay panic to like button to get hit. There,
Oh, sure.
Like,
Yeah.
But no.
I mean, there's one weird '80s thing box that it didn't tick. So
Sure, yeah.
I appreciate that.
But anyway, it kind of goes nowhere. Except I guess Turbo now has some moves.
Yes, he does.
Which
And
which don't really go anywhere. He just like doesn't she just kind of eventually show up and be like, oh no, he goes back to the
he
Latin
goes to see her
dancing.
again, yeah. And she's like, come dance on stage with me through suggestion.
Well, she said something in Spanish, and he's like,
She
what?
says, "Come dance with me."
But not in English.
No, in Spanish. She
Yeah,
says,
but
"Come dance
like
with
he has to ask this other guy who's just this big giant dude who's
Huge
like
dude Hawaiian shirt.
tongue out, like dancing along with us,
like,
and
"This is
then
the
he's
best."
like, "What did she just say?" And he was like, "She thinks you're sexy and wants you to go up on the dance on the stage with her. You should go." And then just like back to tongue
and then
out,
he's
like,
just like, I'm happy. It's like, damn, dude. Yeah, but he's just like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, so.
Yeah. But I guess eventually they get together because it's never really shown.
Well, what they get to the
He leaves, right?
Yeah, he doesn't get up and dance with her. But what happens is that he, at one point, I forget how he just kind of, what the weird fever dream moment is that gets him to this point, but he's just dancing in that bedroom that we thought was what's his name's Ozone's.
Yeah, they seem to have a shack that they live in.
Yeah, and he's dancing in this room. He's just like, it's like, I guess, the confidence dance or whatever he's doing just to build confidence, and he starts dancing up the wall, and then he's dancing on the ceiling. And then
Eat your heart out, Jamiroquai.
Does a full rotation and comes around and goes back up again. And you're like, okay, this is interesting and nifty. And I mean, I know what they're doing. They're rotating the set and keeping the camera stable.
What?
Yeah. But
it looks really good.
It looks awesome, especially when he moonwalks across the ceiling.
Yes.
Like, that's like, well.
I don't
he's actually
believe this at all. I think this is like something you're trying to plant in my head. Like an Inception, perhaps.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like, they've established this set already, which helps the believability a lot.
Yep.
They also have so much shit on the walls and floor.
Yeah, there's like cassette tapes and plants and
including the one thing that like your brain immediately associates, like, there's no way they can fake that. They have like a bar light.
Yes.
Which is on chains, you know.
But it's also got they sneakily put a bar in.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, that's one of those things that when you see it, you're like, I immediately believe that this only works suspended. You know, like, this can't work upside down. So it's one of those things that your brain just sees and is like, how is this happening?
Yeah. Another thing that they do, and I'm not entirely sure how they did this, but the windows show trees in the background.
Yeah.
And there's movement on those trees. So I don't know if they had fake trees outside, like right outside the window.
They might have had a little extra set built out to where, like, the trees moved with it, so it was all still...
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's what they did, but it looked really good.
But, in addition
impressive.
to all the perspective stuff, at one point, he's still, like, on the wall, and he like, does, like, a one-finger push-up, like, haha, look at me.
Right.
She comes in and just stands against the wall while he is still on the wall.
Well, they cut to her walking in normally.
Yes.
And she's like, she looks up towards the ceiling and goes,
Yeah.
And then closes the door behind her, and then she's leaning up against the wall, which is really clever.
Yeah, she's like in the Gravitron. She's just like, she's just,
right.
The forces are keeping her against the wall, and she just has to wait for the room to come back to normal, and then she can interact, which basically becomes like, we are in love now.
Yeah, pretty much.
He just goes over and is like, smooch time, and all right.
Well, if you saw somebody dancing on the ceiling, wouldn't that probably do it for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But then they have, like, the big town hall meeting, which is just basically like, well, it's been 30 days, and...
they only have $7,000 minus all the money for outfits.
So they're never going to get that money, so why don't we just go ahead and...
Oh, and they're trying to plan a show.
Yeah.
They're also, but they apparently can't plan in time.
No.
Like, they can't get the show to happen.
Figured out how... But, yeah, they
don't have a calendar.
They get word, basically, that they've gone... Like, the evil dude has gone in front. He's gone to the town council and it's just like, look, they're never going to raise the money. Can we just go ahead and demolish this thing now? And the town council's like, yeah, that kind of sounds all right. But then
30 days.
They all march in.
Oh, because they had a big protest thing going down the street with signs.
They took signs and they're like, let's go. And they all march down the street. And so they're just, they're all just like, this is dumb. This is bullshit.
Sir, you're out of order. This whole court's out of order.
Yeah. And she's like, you got a compelling argument, but, law, I guess. I don't know. You can't stay there
made
forever.
up these rules, so we're going to stick with these rules that we made up.
Yeah, and they're like, all right, shopping mall approved.
And they're like, over our dead bodies.
Yes, that is pretty much the response.
We're going back to the rec center. So the bad guys decide to gin up a couple, a quartet of bulldozers.
Before that, some dudes have just shown up to start doing preliminary work. And,
right.
And
I forgot.
Surveying.
Yeah, and Turbo's like, got your lunchbox. Haha, got it. And, like, two dudes are fucking furious at him. They chase him, like,
I don't
10
think
blocks.
it was really a lunchbox. I think it
well,
was part of their survey.
No, I know, but he just kept saying, I got your lunch, and they're like, you motherfucker. And these two guys, they chase him down, like, 10 blocks to where he gets to a flight of stairs and just fucking, a stuntman, just rolls down these stairs.
Yeah, a stuntman that's like 60 pounds heavier than Turbo.
And has much shorter hair. But yeah, so Turbo has fallen down lots of stairs and is in...
He broke all of his things.
is in danger. So immediately just word gets to everybody. It's just like, oh, Turbo's in the hospital. let's go get him.
Yeah, and Kelly is basically taking the job where she's like, bags packed with her agent about to leave for Paris.
Yes.
To which Ozone busts in is like, Turbo's in the hospital. We got to go. and agent guy's like, you can't go. What about Paris? She's like, screw Paris, or wait, or get a ticket later. I don't know.
It's funny. Like, the movie response is, screw Paris, and then leave. But she says, screw Paris, or get me a later flight. Either one, I don't know.
Leaving it open for a sequel, I guess.
So, if I could still go to Paris, that would be sweet. But I need to go see my friend right now.
Forget Paris.
Yeah. So they go to the hospital, and as, like, there's, like, 5 of them that go into the room initially, including Lil Wizard. As they get there, the girl...
Well, they're like, he's like laying there comatose.
Yes.
And they're like, I wish we could wake him up. And they're all kind of like, hey, wake up. Because it's,
Well, wait. Before they even interact with him, before any of that happens, the girl...
They all walk, they're like, how can we wake him up? Because, like, the Coat Byron guy's there, and they're all like, what can we do? And they're just kind of shaking him a little bit. And then Lucia just comes out of, like...
She comes out of the little coat rack closet.
that they give you in a hospital room to put your stuff.
And at least everyone in the movie goes, wait, what? Why is she in there? And the kids, one of the kids says, and this might have just been the kid ad-libbing, says, maybe she lives in there.
Yeah. It's adorable as hell.
It's so great that everyone reacts to it like, wait, what the fuck? And then the kid just goes, maybe she lives in there. And everyone's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you make some good points.
Right.
We don't know anything about her.
Yeah.
But she reaches over and leans down and kisses him, to which, Sleeping Beauty's awake and
starts pop-locking in bed.
Yeah.
And they're like...
That starts another, like, fantastical dance sequence of everyone involved in the hospital.
Doctors, nurses...
Well, they drive
patients.
him out of the hospital.
Hot nurses come out.
Yes.
Yeah, but they drive him out into the hallway, like, just his whole bed. And there are all these people, like, with various injuries kind of coming into the hallway to see what's up. And then these hot nurses, like 80s video hot nurses, show up. And they run around and go, healed, healed, healed to everybody. And everyone just throws away their walkers and crutches, and it's fucking dance mania going on at this hospital. This is fucking chaos, but...
Yeah, it is.
Like, a patient dies on the table, and the doctor's like, oh, well, call it. And then, like, the nurses are, like, over at the window going, dancing. And the doctor's like, fuck yeah, dance. Let's go dance. And they all leave the room, and then the patient, like, comes back to life.
The power of dance brings him back.
And starts dancing.
Like it does for everyone.
And they go, they go dance at the large nurse who is in charge of the floor, and it takes maybe 12 seconds to persuade her to start dancing along with them. She's, for 12 seconds, she's like, this is my floor, get out of here. Dancing's fun, yay.
But then he wakes up and, like, again, like it never happened. It's just kind of like, where am I?
Kind of.
He's back in the room.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what I'm saying.
No one healed him. We were hoping for, like, The Rock powering out of the cast, like, I must dance.
Was he back in the
Turbo's
hospital
gotta
room?
go to work.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Turbo's got to go to twerk. No.
But yeah, no, the power of dance did not recuperate him yet.
Completely, no.
Yeah. But yeah, no, he's just back in bed. And
Lucia's there.
Yeah. And that is a sequence of him like, I gotta go, I gotta help him, I have to go to the thing. And it's just a lot. He's like, get me out of the bed, pull me up. And she's like trying to lift him, and they've dubbed in this weird cartoon voice for her.
I have no idea why.
It's just, oh Dios mío, oh no, it's all this, and he is just falling over, and she is dropping him.
What basically keeps happening is he's trying to get out of bed, and she's kind of trying to keep him from getting out of bed.
Yeah.
And they sort of spin around so he falls on top of her on the bed. Right. And she's like, oh, Turbo.
Yeah,
the fucking beat from The Simpsons or something.
It's embarrassingly dubbed.
It's very strange.
But they eventually sneak out.
Not a real person's voice whatsoever.
Shenanigans. But yeah, that's when the quad of bulldozers pulls up to the front.
Right.
So I was expecting something more from this.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they are just like, oh, the bulldozers are here. Let's all go out there and just kind of dance at them. We'll just climb up on them and dance a little bit. And that works for 12 seconds until they're just like, keep driving.
Douglas from Douglas Construction shows up and he's like, run over those kids, God damn it.
Yeah. And they get out of the way. But then Turbo has shown up.
Right. He's escaped.
Perfectly fine.
No, he's still got the cast and everything on.
Oh, that's right. They don't
Yeah.
bust him out of that yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, he shows up and he is like in front of the stage.
Yeah, he one man stands off with this.
This one bulldozer has decided to advance and gets all the way to him. He's blocking the stage.
He's like, "You gonna have to kill me."
Yeah, and Douglas is like, "Kill him!" And the bulldozer driver, to his credit, is like, "We came here to do a job, not murder kids. We're leaving." And Douglas is like, "No, kill him! Kill him!
Run him over!" It's like fucking crazy Vince McMahon.
Yeah, but no, all the tow truck or the bulldozer drivers are just like, "We're out," and they leave, and they won.
They leave in like information as well.
they
It's
do.
kind of funny.
But so they've won,
Sort of.
Well, they've defeated the plans to knock the building down.
Right.
But they did. I was expecting so much more. I figured they were just going to have to. The power of dance was going to have to persuade them to not do this, or physically blow back the bulldozers, or something. But that's not what happens.
What actually saves the rec center is a van full of white journalists show up and be like, "Hey, look at the news! I'm Herbert Herbertson for Action 7 News," or Howard Howardson.
I think it was Howard Howard.
Yeah.
I think he's like, I'm a Howard for Channel 3.
Howard Howard's. I'm Howard Howard's for Channel 3, and these children are trying to boogaloo, and Douglas from Douglas Construction is trying to bulldozer them. What's going on here?
And they've accosted the city planner guy, and he basically says, it was a snafu. We didn't mean for this to happen. He sees which way the tide is going at this point. He's like, yeah, the city regrets the mistake, and the building's not going to be demolished.
Sir, you can't curse via acronym on television.
Yeah.
You can't do that on television.
And then Douglas is like, the fuck did you say to them? And he's like, I told him it was a snafu. You're not going to bulldoze this place. And then so they interview Douglas, and he's just like, so how much money are you going to be donating today?
Well, he's
to
also
the
like,
cause.
it's an election year, and we can't afford
Yeah.
the tide
Yeah.
to turn against us.
Yes. So it's just, Douglas is just like, well, I was thinking $3,000.
It was suggested $3,000.
I was like, no.
And they're like, no.
Yeah.
But $6,000
It's also not enough.
is also not enough, so I'll be donating $10,000.
Hooray! Which
And
leaves them $180,000 short.
$173,000 because they raised $7,000
That's
earlier.
right. So,
Well, no, I mean they spent that on
yeah,
costumes.
they've
but
spent that on balloons and shit. But so they have effectively defeated the demolition plan, but they are still being held to the, well, you still need to come up with $200,000 because someone somewhere said your building was condemned.
Right.
So you still got to pay that. So they're like, let's put on a show.
we're going to put on the show now.
And it's going to feature dancers and jugglers.
It only features one of those, unfortunately.
That's right.
I'm
they
very
fucking
upset.
lied. But then it's just crowd of people are there,
Mm-hmm.
and it is just donation central while they come out in a costume change every time. And
They managed to raise like
they get 130,000.
100. No, they get 150,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get up to 150.
They're like, oh, these children have raised $100,000, and then they finally climb it up to 150,000. And they're like, oh, we only needed 50,000.
For some reason, Kelly's parents just happen to be watching the channel
Channel
that
3.
is televising this
It's
thing.
the channel of white people who care.
And they're just like, wait, that's Kelly. She believes in something, and didn't you always tell her to follow her dreams and do stuff? And the dad's like, I did, and she is. Let's go see her. So they go see her. And after dancing for like 14 straight hours, they just walk up to the stage and are like, daughter, you have done a good thing by following your dreams and being a good person.
So don't go to Princeton. Here's a check for 50 grand.
Right. Now, Ozone, throughout this entire movie, has been like, fuck your money, old man. I work for what I do. Is suddenly like, sweet, $50,000. Hooray.
Well, he's not going to sell out to the old man for it.
Yes.
And he's not going to beg him for it.
Right.
But the old man came of his own volition.
He did.
And was
because there was a
rewarding him for
bribe
dance.
at one point, like, I will give you all the money if you just go to Princeton and never dance again.
Right.
And he was like, you can't do that. That's
Selling out.
Yeah, that's not what you want. But now he's just like,
Principles.
50,000, sweet, we did it. Release the balloons.
Yeah, they got like balloons.
Not
and
before we get more iced tea.
Yeah,
Color cannons,
There
yeah.
was one. They're like, ladies and gentlemen, Ice-T, and he comes out and does a little rap about the night,
Yeah.
like about what's happening. It's
Right.
just like these crazy kids are trying to do a thing, and you should give them money. I'm Ice-T. I'm out.
That's shockingly accurate, Chuck.
Thank you.
It's like he was here. Our dreams came true.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just a big old celebration with, everyone on stage, and, her dad suddenly has a bandana on, and
Yep.
Ice-T is mingling amongst the crowd, and
Oh, at some point the electro rockers come out and they're like, "Hey, now we're friends."
again, another thing that fucking sucks about this movie is that they came out when the bulldozer showed up and were just like, haha, your shit's getting wrecked.
Right.
And then it was only during the dancing at the end where they're like, we are friends now.
Yeah.
That was the point where, if we were writing this movie, that's the point where the electro rockers show up and they're like,
Yeah.
"No,
'Cause-
we're with you now."
Because Ozone went to them and said, dude, we need your help.
And they said no.
Yeah, they were
Said-
like, I don't give a shit about your stupid rec center. So there
We're
was
on the streets.
Yeah, there was never any kind of like moment of better dancing or you're right, that rich white guy's an asshole. None of that. They just decide to flip for no reason except maybe to get on television. So that I don't know. It's just there are story arcs that need better resolution than what we get instead of just skipping to the end, which is what happens in all of them.
Yeah.
But-
Unfortunately.
But they raise the money.
Yep.
And they get to keep their place.
And everybody's dancing, and everybody's happy.
Yes.
And Dad gets sworn into a neon gang.
He does.
I mean, he has a
Yeah.
bright green bandana on.
He paid
by
his
the
money.
end.
Yeah.
He's in the
He's
gang.
in. 50,000 gets you in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's it. Movie is over.
Roll credits,
There's
yeah.
nothing else happening
Roll
here.
credits, yellow
I-
credits on bright blue background.
I guess if you donate $50,000, you don't have to get jumped in.
No.
You just,
Right.
No,
it's
you
like
just
can
you just skip that
past
part.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like,
It's
look,
like
can
the
I
Civil
just
War,
give
you just buy your way out.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
It's
Yeah.
like if I give you 50,000, will you not hurt me?
It's like, if how much do I have to give to my kid doesn't have to go to boot camp?
Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well,
It's time to rate it, I guess.
I think as established, this is definitely a Stargrovey movie.
I
I think we established that thoroughly, and
Yeah, I mean, there's just a song called Electric Boogaloo at one point. Even though that's all they're saying, it's still every time anything happens in this, there is something that accompanies it that is
A descriptive song
Yeah.
comes out.
so super duper.
Except for Ice-T song. That's the
He's angry.
first Ice-T song.
Fuck
anyway.
this record. Smash. Yeah. So actual ratings.
Mhm.
These two movies are weird,
A little bit.
but there's nothing wrong with them except for screenplays that need another pass and someone saying, hey, maybe this is why this happens, instead of just like, and it happens. Other than that, I got no beef with Breakin' 2. I really don't. I'm going to say it's a little better than the first one because the first one was a lot more just, I want to real dance, and they were like, come on, don't make any money, just street dance with us. It's great. Be homeless. And she was like, yeah, that's a good point. But this one is all kind of that, but also there's a more noble goal here. And the dancing is fucking ridiculous. The dancing itself is not spectacular, but
Not as good.
the framing devices for it are better and cool. And everything is bright, neon-y, crazy in this. And there's more Ice-T than there was in the first one. So I'm giving it 4 jocks. That is my rating.
Does anybody remember what I rated the last one off the top of their heads?
It was a 1 or 2. I listened to the show earlier, so
Okay.
might have been 2.
I will look for it while you... This is one of those rare instances where I feel like I do need to rate it off of the other one.
The
'cause
sequels
I
are
have
totally allowed to do
I have
it
a very specific sort of feeling between the two.
when you're dancing.
Harlow.
on the ceiling.
Yes.
this is a little bit of like one of those caveat ratings.
Okay. Asterisk.
I am giving this. I would give this movie, as a whole, I think I would give it 3 jocks.
Okay.
However, the ingenuity and the execution of the gimbal scene alone bumps it up in another entire jocks rating. This is a 4 jocks movie for the gravity-defying breakdancing alone. Yeah, there are issues with the plot and the pacing and things that don't happen that should happen. Especially in a movie that sort of eschews the somewhat realistic nature of the first one. like this, just doing that was like a free pass to like do fantastical things. I would have been fine with like literally an electric force coming from the breakdancing on the stage at the end, thrusting the bulldozers away.
Yes.
And then you can cut back to reality of just they're just like, oh, I guess we're going home and like back away. But I don't care, you know, like just something where it's like, I still don't know what an electric boogaloo is. like it's such a powerful subtitle, and it's like nothing even close to that happens. Like, what does that mean?
According to that documentary, it was just Menachem Golan came up
that
with,
was awesome.
He just put those two words together and thought that was the best. That's literally all it was. And they were all around the studio like, what does that even mean? And he's just like, it's great. And they were like, okay, boss, whatever. Here's another plate of cocaine. But yeah. No, I agree with you. I wanted the power of their dance to physically blow back the bulldozers. Like you said, even if they then revealed that it hadn't actually happened, I wanted the fantasy aspect of it.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, that's
like we were dancing at you so hard
that's probably not, that's above the capacity of this movie's budget, but
probably.
I don't care. There's just something, there's something joyous about these two movies. I mean, just it's call it nostalgia, call it a time capsule. I don't care. Like, I mean, it's just I can't think. I know it's the time that I was young, you know, growing up, so I have to think that it's clouded by some form of nostalgia. But like the mid '70s to the mid '80s are just fucking insane. Like fashion and boldness, and there's just something that like there's never been another time like that I can think of.
Yeah,
I mean, what other era of history has something like as weird and fucked up and powerful as like the Apple to Breakin? I mean, like just crazy ass fashion, like just don't give a fuck. You know, like there's just nothing else like that. I mean, I know there's psychedelic '60s thing, but you know what? Everyone's just wearing fucking like multicolored togas and shit. I mean, it's not that out there or crazy. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
I mean, a lot other than like the trendy Andy Warhol crowd and like its weirdness, but I mean, like that's a very small subset. This was just like everyone was dressing weird and crazy, and fashion and everything was influenced by this kind of shit.
Everyone was trying to be an individual.
Yeah.
And to ridiculous lengths. Like throughout this entire movie, Kelly wears a pair of handcuffs as a belt that then other characters sometimes wear as a belt. You know, just like where would you? Why? How would you get them? Like, why would you have them? And how would you think I'm gonna just make a belt out of these? That just seems so strange. So,
it's two things that can connect another thing. I've seen a lot weirder fashion.
Sure, I'm not saying it's normal, and I'm not saying it's the weirdest thing, but it is a noticeable thing.
All right, so I've looked a couple things up. One, I looked up my rating for the last movie. Interesting point of fact is this may be our first sequel, Stargrove.
Yeah.
Because the first one got a Stargrove.
Oh.
This one gets a Stargrove.
That's, yeah.
Double Stargrove.
Man.
Pretty good.
Double down.
2 Stargrove, we're in. The other thing is, the electric boogaloo is a style of dance.
Is it?
Yeah, it's on the Wikipedia.
I mean, Boogaloo Shrimp is in fact the real guy.
Right.
That's Turbo, but
and it is the electric boogaloo is like a pop and lock sort of style, kind of dance. It's a fluid leg-oriented style dance to funk music. So
leg-oriented,
right?
That wasn't that weird shit he was doing up on the roof, was it? Where that like weird sidekicky.
That could be some of.
I'm just saying,
could be some Boogaloo.
That was a weird ass like almost Russian-esque dance he was doing up there. That was
weird. It was good. We didn't
it was
even
good.
mention that he was up on
Yeah.
the fucking roof. Putting up a sign on the roof that said "Save our center" or whatever. Save our
streets.
Streets. Yeah.
SOS. And he would do wizard hands down at the ground, and then suddenly more people will have shown up. Like,
Right.
I'm here now. What the hell? And then people would pop out from behind.
he should have had a shirt that said Big Wizard.
Right.
Yes.
And then he basically just jumped down from the roof from like 100 feet
He
up.
did. Yes.
But so last time we gathered for a Breakin movie, I rated it a 2. And I don't know, there's something weird about this, and I think expectations play a lot into it. sort of expected this to be more of a, we're going to be in the process of saving the rec center by raising money, and we're going to raise money to save the rec center. But there's also expectation that the movie set, which was basically the exact same thing, but also that there would be some sort of more meaningful confrontation. On the whole, this feels a whole lot more shallow than Breakin' the original. Like, it's all just surface.
Yes.
There's nothing that's too terribly deep. They brush lightly on racism. They brush lightly on everything. All the conflicts are just a light brush, just like minor inconveniences almost. And it doesn't really tackle any one particular piece of conflict with any, like, it doesn't sink its teeth into any of the conflict. It just uses that conflict to move from dance number to dance number to dance number. Which, if you're going to look at it from a sort of cinematic viewpoint, I think this is actually a little bit worse than Breakin' from that standpoint.
Okay.
As far as how I feel about it as a BMFcast movie, I kind of feel like it's about on par with Breakin' the first. So I think I'm going to give it 2 jocks.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun, but I don't know. I don't feel like it worked as well, but some things were really great. Some of the dance numbers were fun. Okay, maybe I'm going to give it 3 jocks because of that, because of the house, walking around the inside, dancing on the ceiling thing. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's so tough when I'm trying to talk myself through my rating, but
Go with your gut. Talk to your gut.
been talking to my gut all week.
Gross, I think.
It says, "Stop feeding me Taco Bell." That's all I can get out of it.
2 or 3. Got to pick one.
Man, do I?
Yes.
Can I give it a 2.5?
No.
2 3/4?
That's a 3.
Okay, I'll give it a 3.
There
I'll
it
give
is.
I'll go ahead and count it. Hit the button. 3 jocks.
It's been logged.
Ooh.
No take
That was the
backs.
only other thing that my gut said to me.
But okay.
Yeah, it's strange. It's really strange that, like, they had a chance to really, God, I don't want to say they had a chance to really do something here, but there are a lot of points in this movie where they can turn it into what everybody thinks of it.
Yeah.
And they completely whiffed on almost every single instance that they had a chance to do it. They whiffed, and I don't know what they were trying to do with making Breakin' 2,
Make it break it.
except for just like put out another cheap dance movie.
Yeah. I will say time is this movie's biggest enemy because over time you get an idea of what this movie is, and you've heard cursory things about it over time.
Yeah.
And then you see it and you're like, well, that's not as crazy as I thought it was going to be, especially considering it's a canon movie, but it's still unlike most anything else.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And it is fascinating to behold.
Yeah.
But I think if I'm gonna pick a favorite, it's still, even though I rated this one higher for the one scene, I'm gonna go with Breakin', the original. If somebody says, "Hey, you want to watch Breakin' or Breakin' 2?" I'm watching Breakin'.
Okay.
That makes sense. I do want to say before we go,
Nope.
this is the 10th Sam Furstenberg movie.
Oh, first and Tenthenberg.
If you ain't Furstenberg, you're Lastenberg.
And
There's only one more.
that really essentially leaves us one more, which was going to happen if the damn hurricane hadn't hit, but that'll be coming up soon. So we will have pretty much finished out the Sam Furstenberg filmography as it applies to BMFcast.
Okay.
His entire
Yeah. Clearly, we have seen more of his movies than anyone else's. That's got to be.
We've also seen probably more of his movies than he has.
That's probably true as well, yeah. So, just wanted to get that out there.
Okay. Well, let's take a break, shall we?
Yep.
Okie dokie.
You'll put me back on the streets, Lord. You want me pushing too many pencils. We're getting too old for this shit.
I gotta pull you out, Squid. You're in too deep.
Man, we should make that show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Should we? Okay. Gazpacho with the squid.
One's a cold soup, the other's a cold fish. Gazpacho and Squid, Sundays at 7.
Well, there was a fucking show called Fish Police at one point, so...
What?
Yeah. It was animated, but still,
Oh.
it was just... Now it doesn't have to be. We can have live-action super.
Get in there, Gazpacho. I thought I was the one that didn't have a spine.
Oh, the squid. You're the squiddiest. Ha! Freeze frame. Credits.
It's so dumb.
It's real dumb.
I just now all I can do is picture a cop show with a fucking squid for no reason.
It's gotta be. It needs to be a squid that looks like the ones from Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Man.
Good times. We have fun here.
Do we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we have something.
Yeah. Whew. So, who has something for the second half?
I don't have any good content for the second half.
Okay.
Oh, the last 25 minutes of Coraline? I mean, that's not really
That's
content.
not really good.
I missed movie night on Saturdays.
Oh.
Sorry.
I can talk about Star Trek very briefly.
What, Discovery?
Yeah.
I watched it.
I watched it.
I watched it.
I
I
watched
can talk about it.
Well, you two can talk about Star Trucks.
This feels like more like a InPoc thing, where we talk.
No more Impact.
Well,
Nah.
maybe.
We still talk. Let's talk. We don't have anything else to talk about.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
all
talk
I did
about-
was rewatch some shit, but in 4K.
For
Hodor. 4K Hodor.
Oh no!
What?
On Wednesday, September 27th, 2017, a shooting occurred at Flash Dancers.
Yeah, saw that.
Where's Flash Dancers?
It's
It's a strip club on Blanding.
Yeah. It used to be.
They better have a bucket of
the
water
Gold
up in the
Room?
ceiling.
Gold Club.
Nope,
Do they have a bucket of water in the ceiling?
I don't think so.
Fuck that place.
All right. Well,
No, I'm gonna say, I was going to say, like, I'm going to go in there and shoot the place up. No.
It's been Flash Dancers long enough that I've forgotten the original name.
yeah. I used to pass by it all the time.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it did.
And then pull into the
And that
parking
was the
lot.
mayor.
Oh, you're thinking of SOS.
No, that was the joke. But I was
Oh, Save Our
the
Street.
place.
Yeah.
The place on Blanding, I would pass all the time.
You would potentially pass 3 strip clubs. SOS, Bottoms Up, and Flash Dancers. Yeah.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms with a Z.
The upside down strip club.
Sponsored by Jamiroquai. And Breakin 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yes. It's just you go in and they start rotating the room. You're like,
Get
what?
Get your Boogaloo shrimp rubbed.
Fine. Yes. Tonight, the squid goes undercover and bottoms up.
I thought I smelled like fish.
Oh,
That's all a Lloyd squid.
you're off the force. Mrs. Gazpacho says you got to respect the ladies.
Lord.
It's the dumbest. It's a 90-year-old bowl of soup and a fucking squid.
Looks like the case has gone cold, gazpacho. I enjoy doing that too much.
Damn it! How did we even start that sentence?
Because they're eating fucking tomato soup with squids and shit in it in the movie.
Oh, right.
Right.
Yes, okay. I couldn't remember the genesis of it. It was 12 minutes ago. We're dumb.
Hey, gazpacho, you want to take one of these girls home and
Oh my god. So dumb. So dumb.
all of the jokes.
Ooh.
Wait, what the fuck is that?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Everything all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you just Googling random shit again?
No. No, I ordered something on eBay earlier. And
Yeah. Was it the thing you mentioned earlier in the car?
No, that's what I'm selling on eBay.
Oh, all right.
No, and there was just a PayPal receipt from a completely different, unrelated sounding name,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the same price and
Yeah.
references the purchase I made. It's a roll of solder, if you must know.
Now I know.
Yeah. What the fuck did that place used to be called?
I pretty much immediately ordered this, of course.
Of course you did. Shipped yet?
I doubt it.
They gotta make them.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Like, people want these? They do? All right.
Oh, shit, that's weird. We weren't expecting that. How do you go to other thing? There's no...
Also, their brand is
right.
kind of on fire right now, so they may be a little
Is
preoccupied.
it? Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Mondo.
Why is their brand on fire?
I didn't realize they were remotely related to the
They're
draft house.
a subsidiary of
yeah.
the Draft House. And the Draft House is on fire.
Look at that. It's got like a book and shit. It's like reading and shit.
Man.
Reading
and shit.
for dorks.
Dork.
But look at that vinyl.
I see it.
Purple and shit.
It is purple and shit. Original title of Purple Rain. Purple
Hey.
and shit.
You watch your goddamn mouth.
Sorry.
Not
You
purple
watch-
shit,
yeah.
purple and shit.
I
Oh.
besmirched the beloved Purple Rain.
I don't appreciate your tone either.
I don't appreciate that facial movement, Chuck.
Let's do a second half talk about Star Trek.
Okay. I mean, I guess I could talk about rewatching things in
Sure.
4K Hodor.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
We got time to kill.
All right. Let's do the second half.
See you later.
That was weak.
Yep.
All right, we'll go back.
Hey!
Second half.
Yeah.
BMFcast.
Half
second
of two.
half.
Brought to you by
Halves.
Gazpacho and the Squid. This Sunday at 7 p.m.
On Fox.
Yeah.
and CBS. We don't know why.
But only on the app.
Right.
Hey, speaking of apps.
What, huh? Yeah. There's a new thing.
Uh-huh.
It's real dumb, and I don't understand why they're doing it. I mean, I get it, but it's bad. It's a bad idea. Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're not saying the show is bad. You're saying the idea of how they're distributing it.
The method is bad of what
Okay.
they're doing.
Okay.
But
Oh, please tell us in case this isn't already old news.
well, I mean, so they aired the first part of the pilot on CBS,
Uh-huh.
and then everything
The
else.
first part of the pilot?
Yeah, it was a 2-hour pilot. It was very
Well,
clearly.
or like
so they aired half of the...
yeah,
Fucking idiots.
I know.
I mean, it was a full-length hour-long of television.
Yeah.
But then they, like, cut off what would be... I mean, what is a 2-hour thing with commercials? About... I mean, it's,
These days, it's about 40 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 2-hour thing would be like about an hour and a half.
Yes.
I mean, I'm
Yes.
saying, give or take. So, yes, they showed about 40-something minutes on regular TV and then said, immediately hop on over to the app and watch the rest.
Mm-hmm. And then all the further episodes will only be on the app. They are not showing any more of them on television.
This I am aware of. This I am aware.
But they're not uploading them until 8:30 p.m. Sunday nights. So it's not just like Sunday rolls around and you can watch yourself some Star Trek. You got to wait till fucking 8:30 at night.
I don't disagree with that necessarily.
I don't necessarily disagree with the one episode per week upload, but waiting all day to then just watch a stream is dumb. And another thing that's dumb is that you're paying for this service and there are fucking commercials during the stream.
That is a thing that I have a huge problem with.
If you want to make the app free and show me commercials, I am on board. I get it. If I'm paying you whatever it is, $7 a month for this, fuck off. Especially when the commercials are hot garbage.
I think isn't there a higher tier that you can purchase?
Not CBS, I don't think so.
Okay.
Hulu there is.
I thought it was like a $10 level with no commercials.
Was it?
I don't know.
I didn't see that. So, but by all accounts, the sign in, the sign up service is shitty and everything about the app is broken. But I just wish they'd experimented with something else before they did it with Star Trek, because something's going to go horribly wrong and Star Trek is going to suffer for it. Mm-hmm. And then we're not going to have Star Trek for another 20 goddamn years. But the show itself is... I don't quite know how to react to it yet.
Okay.
Obviously that pilot was very self-contained based on what they immediately thrust like spoiler footage at you the second it's over and you're like, wait, no, stop.
Yeah, but however, it's like the show is going in a 100% different direction, so I watched it as well. And normally I'm opposed to like the coming up next episode kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But this was like a little tease of like, oh, holy shit, like this isn't the show you just showed me at all.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of okay with it because it's...
Yeah, we basically saw the prequel.
Yeah. Like, I mean, without getting spoilery, it sets up like a fairly standard Star Trek thing on a ship, out on a mission, go to do innocuous thing, and turns out to be something more.
Yeah.
And then drama happens, and then the show is basically like, ship's fucked, this person's in trouble, and like they're more or less going to a prison ship, and it's like a whole other thing, or not a prison ship, but like it's like some rogue, we gotta fuck shit up kind of ship.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want to get, I don't want to be spoilery about it because it's all fairly new. However, I will say as we've discussed on other forms of podcasts before, we're fairly big Star Trek nerds.
We are.
And my one thing I'm confused about is I know where this takes place in the timeline. However, I think that this is like that part of the timeline only in the movie universe. And I say that only in so much as like when you watch the Abrams Star Trek universe, their Klingons are hinted at and sort of kind of seen, but not really.
Yeah.
And if this is where it says it takes place in between what would be Enterprise and the original series, how the fuck do Klingons look like they look in this?
Yeah.
Is all I've got to say.
So I
don't have a problem with their design. I'm just saying, like, you wrote a brilliant retcon thing, and now you're possibly fucking that out unless it lives in this alternate timeline thing.
Yeah, they released a pretty like official timeline of what this thing is, and it's basically like 90 years after Enterprise and 10 years before the original series.
Correct.
But they have also specifically said this is the original timeline. This is not the Abrams universe.
Okay, well that's dumb.
I know.
That's really dumb because,
I know.
Like I said, they wrote a brilliant thing, the most brilliant thing I think Enterprise probably did, and then they've just completely fucked it up.
Yeah.
A la what is arguably really good about Blade Runner coming along with Blade Runner 2049.
Yes.
I know it's 2049. It's just funny to say
2-0.
Yeah. Just basically saying like ambiguity, fuck that. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm on board. I mean, I will see this through to the end despite the hurdles that the app wants to throw at me.
Right.
But I guess... So one thing that I had a problem with, and it's obviously probably not going to be a problem going forward, is that, Brian Fuller only wrote the first episode before he got thrown out of there, basically. So there's going to be a tonal shift at some point, obviously. But, man, that first episode, like... So the ship they're on is supposed to be a science vessel, basically. They are all just witty and glib as fuck and just casually just chatting it up on the bridge, doing stuff. And I'm like, how are all you fucking science nerds this quick with your snappy dialogue? Like, I mean, I get it. It's a television show. But it just seemed like everyone is just, like, casually, like... going through the paces of doing things on a starship, but it's like they're all kind of glib about it. And that just seemed odd to me. Like, in the timeline of the show, we are still relatively new to being out in space doing shit, and they are just way too cocky about everything, basically.
Yeah.
So, the only thing that ultimately bothers me is that, yet again, it's a prequel show, and it's like, at what point can we move forward with this franchise? Like, at what point can we just say, here are adventures that take place after the Next Generation? Like, why is that so... I've seen the end of all the shows. Like, nothing cataclysmic happens to the universe that prevents any further stories.
No.
And it would fit the tech that they're using because, holy shit, like, this bridge is fucking tricked out. And then... Again, I get it. I'm not freaking out about continuity, but then you look at the original series and you're like, wait, why did we regress to this dumb retro look? I get it. Like, you have to do that kind of thing.
That's why I'm saying they should have just hedged their bets and be like, it's 10 years before what would be the original series, but in Abrams' world where every shit's shiny.
Yeah, because
new.
Things went wacky. I mean, I don't know why they didn't do that, but I just go forward.
Yeah.
Man, just... Someone do a 24th, 25th century show and just let's tell more stories.
Yeah. I mean, I was immediately fascinated by what is our main character's backstory.
It's complicated.
It's complicated and it's interesting and like a thing that could be very awesomely explored. But now I feel like the show is going to go in a completely different direction and maybe barely focus on that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's
got potential.
It's got potential.
It's
but
a
like,
rocky start.
I just don't feel like I can follow it in its current medium. Like, it's a thing, like, I think when it's all said and done...
Just marathon it.
Well, no, like, I'm hoping they're going to be like, yeah, that app thing was fucking stupid, here's some discs.
Yeah.
Or, you know, here it is on Netflix or whatever. You know what I mean?
Believe me, they will sell it.
I know, but I mean, like, it needs to be, like, I just don't feel like it's worth fighting this bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, the app and all that.
Are you ready for the price structures and what that includes commercial-wise?
Sure.
I found that information.
Okay.
Yeah, what you got?
So CBS All Access Limited Commercials gives you the shows with quote-unquote limited commercial interruptions for $5.99 a month.
That must be what I have.
And then CBS All Access Commercial Free asterisk says free from promotional interruptions for only $9.99 a month.
Right.
Asterisk, live TV includes commercials and select shows have promotional interruptions. Even though you're set free from promotional interruption. Okay.
But like On Demand does that too. Like the newest shows, like if you go to On Demand, you will be unable to fast forward them and they contain commercials.
That's still bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, that On Demand is an extra perk of cable these days and stuff like that. But
well, I mean, you're paying for it.
Yeah. But I just, man, and again, I would be okay. I've said this about Hulu over time, and I'll say it again about the CBS app. I would be okay if the commercials were diverse.
Or decent.
Yeah.
Or not a million times louder than everything else. Or any number of things.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the ones that were in the Star Trek episodes were all pharmaceutical commercials that were, like, really odd and off-putting, and it was the same fucking one 4 times. And it's just like, fuck, man, how can you not...
That's because Star Trek fans have health problems.
We are getting up there.
Yeah.
So
all the Star Trek fans are fat nerds who live in a mother's basement. They need health care. Man, I'm a CBS executive and I poop my pants.
But like the day that Star Trek was debuting on CBS that night, I just had the football games on for reasons, and they didn't promote it at all. Like, they didn't promote their show. So I don't understand.
Football.
They were running fucking a mobile game app commercials and shit like that.
Yeah.
And
still.
all their other new shows. But I don't get it. And I just wish it continues to be this thing where no one knows what to do with Star Trek. It's just, it's like when the third movie was being thrown around and talked about. Like, they were like, no one can figure out what to write. And that's when Simon Pegg was like, fuck, I'll write it. What the hell? They were like, no one knows where to go with Star Trek. And it's this experimental thing for them. And it's like their biggest cash cow. They have like so much of it. And they always treat it real dumb. So, I don't know. Show's all right.
Show seems to be like it might be all right.
Yeah.
Like I said, it just... I don't want... I mean, even if it means like a Star Trek thing crashing and burning, I don't want to support their dumb everything. Like, I want no... I want no
I
part
will
of it.
not
I agree.
support your dumb everything.
No, I don't want to be like the, oh, well, I want to see Star Trek.
Yeah.
So I just want to play football, coach.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to encourage them in any way, shape, or form. So, you know what? If it means the show crashing and burning or them coming to their senses and putting it somewhere else, whatever, so be it. Like, not getting any dollars from me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Fuck them.
Yeah. No, I just mean, like, there's other services. Don't reinvent the fucking wheel, and don't stop this, like, splintering off, doing your own thing bullshit. Like, this is just, it's a bad habit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. Don't know. Yeah.
Let's talk about better things.
Okay.
Maybe better resolution things.
Yeah. So, again, whatever. I just talked about not supporting the corporate machine or whatever, but I got a new device that is popular from a popular manufacturer of devices, maybe a zealotry-like following.
Yeah.
That put out a new device for your television.
Oh.
The Bible?
Yes.
Zing! Got him!
Whatever. I got the new Apple TV. I don't give a shit.
All right.
I'm not going to dance around anymore. So I went in and started hopping around to like see what movies I had digital copies of that were suddenly now 4K copies.
Right, because they are for free converting whatever you own in HD to 4K.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Yes. So I mean, I just had some digital copies from things that I've purchased and was like, hey, what do I have? At first, I was just going to like sample some things. Like I jumped around John Wick for a few minutes. I mean, John Wick's cool. I think John Wick 2 will look better. I haven't actually purchased that yet. I seem to remember like John Wick 1 is fairly base color tone, whereas I felt like 2 like amped that up a lot.
Yeah.
Because I got to say, this is not an original thought, but a lot of people are saying this. 4K is cool and all, but I think HDR is the fucking revolution.
Yeah.
Anyway, I ended up like landing on and deciding to watch the entirety of Pacific Rim. I'll come back to that for a second. I also watched The Martian.
Okay.
The Martian is just the more I know, a lot of people are like, "Fuck Ridley Scott, fuck this, fuck it's basic." I like The Martian. I like The Martian a lot. The Martian is like 2.5, 3 hour, whatever the hell long it is, version of Gravity. It's like, it's just, I know Gravity is brisk and brilliant and all of that, but like The Martian is just like all that too. It's like the same kind of feelings of like you're on the edge of your seat, but I mean, it's just like the cast of The Martian just keeps getting more and more insane. It's like someone else shows up and it's like, wait, you're in this too? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, so whatever, I like it. It looks good, but it's not like a blow your socks off kind of movie.
Right.
Pacific Rim, on the other hand, absolutely is. Pacific Rim, I think, is going to be my like Fifth Element, Twister, like format movie that I'm going to show people to say like, here's what the fuss is about. Watch this. Watch the harbor fight scene because that's really all you need. I mean, the whole movie looks great because, I mean, it's one of those experiences where I feel like, I do feel like, I mean, I know it's trite to say, but I feel like I'm watching the movie again for the first time because it looks better than it looked in the theater. It looks better than it's ever looked on anything I've ever seen before. And just the colors of that sequence are just fucking phenomenal. And the particle effects and everything. Yeah, and I mean, we've talked the movie to death, so I don't feel like I have anything new to contribute. It's just like...
It looks even better.
Yeah, I mean, the color saturation and the hues and the vibrance of it all is just amazing looking. And I obviously I could have gotten this before in a disc version. I mean, that's been a 4K disc. I think it was one of the launch ones.
Yeah.
It was a thing. I was like, I've owned this. I'm not going to upgrade that. thinking like I've got the best you can have with Pacific Rim. Well, turns out I didn't. So yeah, I look forward to like I'm gonna go on a slight rant here, just a minor one.
Go right ahead.
Movies and retailers of movies need to jump in the fucking line and get with saying my DVD, Blu-ray, 4K disc that comes with a digital copy, tell me what fucking service it's for. Like right on the box in bold. Like it needs to say, like if it's an ultraviolet only copy, it better fucking say UV digital copy. Or if it's a universal one, they need some. It can't just say plus digital copy. Like this shit is important now.
Yeah.
It used to just be like, here's a thing that you also get that we're tossing you some scraps. Now it's fucking important because I mean, I've tried to get with the program. Ultraviolet fucking sucks. It sucks. I will hear nothing about it. Like I understand that it's mostly kind of platform agnostic.
Yeah.
But all of those platforms suck. They have horrible interfaces. They half the time that you can't even like sort them in an order that's usable. They're just and they look completely different on every device.
Yep.
And I don't know if they sell 4K or if you get a 4K or they're probably not going to up convert them or anything ever unless Apple just sets this incredible precedent that everyone has to follow this line.
They would be smart to.
Sure,
if they want to keep
absolutely.
pace.
But I mean, if your shit is digital copy only and I open up a disc and I see that, I usually want to take that piece of paper and throw it in the fucking garbage. That's how much I dislike Ultraviolet.
Well, please don't do that. Please
I
give
don't.
them to me.
I don't. I mean, I have some movies because I'm just saying, like, you need to, on the package, very clearly, Amazon and everybody else. Like, I haven't pre-ordered Baby Driver. I haven't ordered Baby Driver in 4K yet because I don't know what the fuck the disc comes with.
Right.
It just says digital copy, and I'm like, if I'm not going to go out and buy it to get an ultraviolet copy or something, like, this better come with it. I want a 4K digital file, and I don't know. Like, it's just that needs to be more clearly defined. That's all. That's it. End of rant.
There was a short period of time where I was getting Blu-ray discs that on the banner on the cover where it would say like DVD plus Blu-ray plus digital copy.
Some of them say ultraviolet.
Next to digital copy it would have the ultraviolet logo. But I now want to say they have stopped doing that and it just says digital copy.
It's so weird. Like I can't even figure out like, okay, all Paramount does is support ultraviolet. I don't say Paramount's even really a thing per se.
Not much.
Whatever. I mean, but like, I can't even figure out like what studio backs what.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I even have some movies like I think Pacific Rim was one of them. My digital copy let me have ultraviolet and iTunes.
Yeah, some of them did.
It was just like, here, have it everywhere. And there's something else too. It was like I noticed was in both of them. I'm like, well, I know I didn't purchase 2 digital copies. You just must have given me both. I can't. Like I said, there just needs it now that. If digital is the future, you need to get your shit in straight and and in line. And I still like to have a physical copy as long as they're going to continue to be a thing and feel like a reference thing. But you just gotta get it in some order. Like I need to know when I'm buying that 4K disc, what else I'm getting. I don't give a shit about your DVD copy. Throw that in the fucking garbage.
Yeah. I want to say that it looks like Vudu might be starting to upgrade some stuff. Because I'm kind of scanning through my Vudu library, and I'm seeing they've got this new thing called Ultra HD, which may be their 4K.
It is.
But they're showing me things that I own that are now saying UHD on them.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, and you haven't like specifically bought any 4K discs, obviously.
No.
Okay, so maybe
these are ones I've had for a while.
Okay.
So, yeah, UHD is 4K. So, yeah, it looks like they are doing that now.
And don't give me that like. Voodoo, some bullshit startup. It's not. It's owned by fucking Walmart. They have all the money. They can make the service work.
But that's why it's also garbage because.
Well, I mean, yeah. if you're gonna have fucking skin in the game, make it good.
Yeah.
Like that's all I'm saying. Like, or get the fuck out. That's all. Like, I mean, it's just we've reached a crossroads. Like, if you want us to go digital, stop fucking up.
Yeah. Yeah.
From the people who brought you shopping in your pajamas. It's sophisticated online service.
Yeah. I mean,
Fart noise.
at this point, I mean, I am ready to go out and buy discs with the intention of like the disc is my okay, now I feel like busting out the good thing. Like, it's the vinyl copy.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise, I'm just going to stream this shit via an MP3. You know, like, it's my everyday, like, I'm not going to go out and get that. But every once in a while, you know what? I need this movie fucking pure.
I need this movie uncut.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, just,
Okay.
But if I'm gonna, you know, I wouldn't go out and buy a CD and suddenly expect it to be like, you've got a fucking title copy. I'm like, oh god damn it, what?
Yeah.
Like that's useless.
Yeah, they are definitely
Okay.
upgrading because like I have Fast and Furious 6 in UHD now.
Oh,
And
there
I
you
did
go.
not have it like that before. So,
All right. So maybe I stand slightly corrected on that one,
but you know, they would be wise to maybe pitch that they're doing it. You know, but
yeah. But yeah, that's my mild journey down 4K land, further down 4K land.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want everybody to get on board with it. Like, I don't know.
Well, I will say their UHD branding does not give any mention to the color.
To the HDR thing?
Yeah, it's saying 4K, but it is not mentioning HDR at all. So
Well, if it's got Dolby Atmos,
It does have the
most
Atmos.
likely has HDR.
Okay.
'Cause that's a thing. Some people are bummed about the Apple TV not supporting that out the box, but
Yeah.
they say it may be coming via software update.
okay, it does feature HDR.
That's amazing that they can do stuff like that with software update. Like
Yeah, just
10 years ago, you'd have to buy an entirely new fucking box.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it would come with a new cable
Well,
or
I mean,
something.
Atmos is apparently really cool. It's just I think it's like
You need like 12 speakers for it, right?
yeah, it's something like crazy little tiny speakers all throughout your ceiling. But I mean, it's not applicable for a lot of people. I know that the few it's like one of those vocal minorities. Like, oh,
Yeah.
why don't you support it? It's like, dude,
Nobody can
yeah,
afford
like-
12 speakers, man. We can't even afford our avocado toast.
I haven't even actually done Atmos in a movie theater. I haven't found one that has, you know, like with DTS and Dolby were a thing. It was like, oh, I'll go check that out in the theater and
Right.
do my best to replicate it at home. But I haven't even found an Atmos theater. So. But
Well,
we,
I
we,
mean,
we-
that-
but we
it's-
also live in a shit town. We don't care. Like,
amen.
Yeah.
I can't tell the difference between standard definition and high definition. You're fucking blind.
It's also a lot of work to install that kind of shit in your house, you know?
Yeah,
Why would you? Ugh, nobody cares.
right.
No, but I don't think anybody even really cares about 7.1. Like most of the
They don't.
people I know,
That came and went
they
so
have
fast.
a fucking soundbar
Yeah.
at this point. Soundbar and a subwoofer, and everybody's like pretty much set. Because we're all broke, but, you know.
Yeah.
Avocados.
Yes. Avocados.
So,
Yeah, I got nothing else, man. Do we have any correspondence? Or are we waiting for Mackie for that kind of thing?
Mackie does that,
All right.
and we don't really have any.
Oh. Well, that's convenient.
Yeah. So, BJ,
Yeah.
if we want to get correspondence,
Uh-huh.
how would people get it to us?
Email.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a way.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Maybe you've heard of this email.
There's email, there's phone, and you can find us on the internet.
Yeah. Fax.
No.
Telex.
Nope.
Cable,
Telegram.
Nope.
Morse code. perhaps?
carrier
Nope.
pigeon.
Nope.
Send a raven.
Nope.
Yeah. Tea
Just three.
leaves?
Just three.
Oh, okay. Well, how do people get to those things?
Well, from the internet
Okay.
or their phone.
But more specifically, like, where would they direct their internet or phone?
To us
And we are found where?
on the internet.
God damn it.
I can do this all night.
Please don't.
BMFcast.com,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
Or BMF at BMFcast.com, or the Garfield phone, 9105-JOCKS-BMF, or 910-556-9263. Sing to us. Nobody sung.
Has sung.
No, not a single person has sung to us lately.
Yeah.
And that saddens me.
And saddens you?
Yes.
Okay. You're just going to bring the mysterious stranger back into the show if you ask for someone to sing.
I just want somebody to sing.
lady.
Piazzadora.
He is adorable.
I miss the mysterious stranger.
I just want somebody to sing to me, that's all.
Sing to PJ, y'all. Jesus.
Yeah.
Sing to BJ Jesus.
Timey Kangaroo down. There's also a cool thing that we do called Patreon, and that helps us fund all of our stuff.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
We run that.
Yeah, we
run
just
it.
got like $60 million in funding for that.
Right.
Yeah, why the fuck are we here right now?
I don't know, man. But it's a cool thing we're on is Patreon, and it's a way that you can support the show in a monthly fashion. You can give us dollars, and in return, we give you extra podcasts and some cool stuff. So there's also one other thing. It's called Discord. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's an internet chat thing, and you can chat with us. Help keep me occupied at work instead of doing work. Go to the website, BMFcast.com, and there's a button for the Discord, and you can join and chat with us and many other fans of the podcast. We have, there's like a bunch.
It's a good number.
47
It's a good number.
plus 6 is 53, plus 2 is 55. There are 55 people.
It's up to that many?
Yeah.
Wow.
None of them talk, though. So
Oh.
if you're, I mean, not none of them. There's a tight group of folks that are regular chatters in Discord, and
I think sometimes we scare them off.
With our chatting?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, we like things.
I don't know. I mean,
We're very
It's up to you.
accessible people.
right.
You should totally interact with
I mean,
us.
we're awful people, but
Right,
we're
but-
accessible.
Yeah.
We're
We're
awful.
accessible.
Yes.
But there's a bunch of people in the there are a bunch of people in the Discord,
Okay.
and
It's a lot more since I was there last.
if you are lurking in the Discord, please don't hesitate to jump into the chat. Let us know what you think. I know it seems like we were, kind of cliquey because we're all talking to each other, but that's because those are the people that are talking, and some of the people that we have known for a while. But don't be afraid to jump into the conversation.
Yeah, we'll
there's
totally
some-
talk to you also.
Yeah, we'll talk to you.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you like you're a regular.
Throw your hands up and interject.
Right.
Yes.
Or don't. I don't care. Just lurk. If you want to do that too, that's fine.
We see you, though.
Yep. And don't be a dick. Because
Correct.
I will ban the fuck out of you.
That is one rule.
We also went around threatening to ban people for very innocuous things. That might have contributed to the
Oh.
silence.
I mean,
I disagree
I
with
missed a
you.
crackdown.
I will ban you.
I mean, I hoped that it was evident that I was being facetious when I was threatening to ban everyone. Because
don't disparage candy corn in BJ's presence.
right,
Yeah.
Oh.
that was only a recent ban threat. The rules are up at the top of the screen on the Discord if you're on PC, and you can access them easily if you're on mobile. But the actual rules that will get you rule breaking that you get banned are just basic rules of decency.
Yes.
So don't break basic rules of decency, and you will be able to stay active. So far, 0 bans,
Nice.
except for Chuck.
That's not an encouragement. that's not a challenge.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not banned. I can go there anytime I want.
Yeah, well, until this morning.
Anyway. Well, I guess that'll just about do it, huh?
Yeah,
Should we,
I guess I'll do it.
should we get out of here, maybe?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm Harlow.
I'm BJ,
I'm Chuck.
and for Mackie, this is BMFcast out. Bye, motherfuckers.
And for Mackie.
And for Mackie.
Sponsor of the school.
Oh, they got canceled.
Sit.
Shit.
Good school.
Bang, bang. Good gun.
Woof. Ah.
Already made the business. Just do all this.
Yeah,
things
that's
after
all
the
the
TV
dumb-
show.
Some bad hat, Harry.
Grr, arr. There, it's a mutant enemy production. Oh, that squid's gonna get fucked. if it's
Yeah.
mutant enemy production. Oh, I love Joss Whedon. Just don't fuck me.
Candy pumpkins are approved.
Aren't those basically just redressed peeps?
Candy corn.
Yes, that's why they're approved.
Oh, okay.
Fucking numpty.
And you just eat the stem off, and then you go, look at this thing I got.
Do you? Nobody does that.
People do that.
You doing some research over there?
Candy pumpkin's good. Let's see. Let's lay down some good hot Halloween candy takes besides candy corn.
Go on.
Garbage.
Candy corn is not garbage, but you're allowed to be wrong.
Candy corns go straight to the trash.
Yep.
Y'all.
Especially those weird Harvest Festival colors.
Oh no! Bring me the fucking Harvest Festival ones too. I love all
Those
candy
weird
corns.
Pagan candy corns.
Yes.
The only thing that is below candy corns is circus peanuts. Circus peanuts is the fucking bottom of the actual circus floor and the candy empire.
I like circus peanuts because I like weird banana flavor and also the texture. I know you guys hate them, but I
I
like
will
Just
eat
eat a
a
I eat a
circus
fucking
peanut.
marshmallow, a real marshmallow.
Nah, I'll eat a circus peanut and go, yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah. I haven't done one in about 10 years, so I'm probably due to be like a, yeah,
Next week
that's...
on the podcast, Harlow eats a circus peanut.
the gang eats a circus peanut. What about those
Four guys, one peanut.
the black
Pass it
and
amongst
yellow? Ew. The black and yellow peanut butter things that come in the weird wax wrapper.
Ew.
No. No.
They're like
Those are okay. You're talking about the ones that aren't... They're not really...
They never have branding or anything.
labeled,
They're
they're
just like a handful of miscellaneous peanut butter candy.
If it's what it... You're talking about... I'm thinking of like the zebra stripe ones that are like... They're not hard candies. They're sort of chewy.
No, you're thinking about the weird fucking nougat ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, not those. I'm talking about the ones that are in black, either black or orange wrapper.
Oh, like it's generic as fuck. Okay, yeah.
Yes,
no.
peanut butter chew.
Yeah, no.
That's a no. That's a unanimous no.
Yeah, no.
They're not branded. They
No.
have no identifying anything on them.
No, I'm trying to think because you know what I'm talking about. The ones that are like they're kind of
They're nougat.
chewy.
Yeah, they're gross.
Yeah.
Usually you get them around Christmas, and they have little Christmas trees in the middle.
Do
Or
they?
you can get them around Christmas. They're white, right? With stripes?
Yeah.
Oh, the white stripes.
Yeah.
I used to like. I haven't had one in years.
I hate them. Smarties? Anybody? Smarties?
I will eat
I-
the fuck out of some smart.
I
my
just,
man
I just
right
don't
there.
like. I don't like soury things, so that they're out for me.
They're just pure sugar.
Tart.
Right.
Yeah.
Bottle caps?
I will eat the fuck out of some bottle caps.
Good man.
Sweet tarts.
Sweet tarts. Man, we're getting some candy synergy, Chuck.
Yeah.
All right.
What? Just
I'm
flashed in
going
your
to the
face.
I'm going to the Brock's site to see all the shit because I'm curious what those things are called. Because I think they make them.
I do not like caramel apples, mostly because I am afraid of caramel apples stripping every tooth out of my face.
Yes. Those are bad ideas.
And also, they're weirdly sticky.
Maybe it's not a Brax thing anymore. What's the other one? There's the other bee. Makes all the candy shit.
Barack Obama.
Yes. Thanks, so
Bernstein's
Brax. I don't know. I thought there was another bee candy company.
Just type the description of the candy into.
Striped nougat candy. Striped nougat.
You're gonna get
I know.
a weird indie band. Hello, we also make nougat candy.
Let's stop nougat candy. And we want to go bow hunting with you. We're Ted Nougat.
Oh, are these the ones? See, these are the ones that I'm thinking of. It's
It's super old timey. I mean,
those are the ones I'm thinking of.
oh no. These are like these are usually little blocks, and they're somewhere between hard candy and like a chewy thing. They're
like
kind
Bit-O-Honey?
of brittle.
Oh, is it like peanut buttery?
Yeah,
Yeah, and they're not really.
they don't like shatter when you bite into them,
No, but they're crumbly.
yeah, they're crumbly.
They're not really chewy. They're just
Yeah.
crumbly. Oh yeah, I know those, and those are great.
Yeah, and I can't think of what the fuck they're called. It's super old timey shit.
Peanut butter, crumbly. We're gonna figure out what this is.
Peanut butter Halloween candy.
Halloween.
We go down this list for a second here. It's not
Peanut butter bars. They're just peanut butter
that's
bars.
what's called.
Yep.
Peanut butter bar. Oh.
Atkinson peanut butter bars. Mr. Peanut butter bars.
Oh, they're part of the Atkinson diet.
Yes.
I can see it now that I'm.
Yeah, they have stripes on the
Yeah.
package, but they're
Yeah.
not striped themselves,
Yeah,
I don't think.
right there. That's them. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Those I could eat by the fucking truckload.
I see. That's what I thought you were talking about when you were talking about the generic peanut butter thing.
Oh no.
Root beer barrels.
Sparingly. Sorry, I had to think about root beer barrels a
They
second.
Tear the roof of your mouth up
Yeah, they
because they've got like these weird sharp edges on.
right. They're like clamshell molded, and so
Yeah.
they have
Yeah, and sometimes you'll suck
Sprue.
on one and you'll dig out like a cavern, and then the cavern will like just suck the, the skin off the top of your mouth.
Right. What else is a good Halloween candy? Nerds, little boxes of Nerds.
Yeah, I
Great.
was trying to avoid like
Rainbow
the
candy, please.
No,
name brand
actual
things,
fucking
like
Nerds.
you know, because I don't want to start ranking candy bars and shit. I was just thinking like candy only shit.
Yeah, the candy, not
Yeah.
not the good stuff, not the good stuff that one neighborhood has that one house that does.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's look at candywarehouse.com and see what's trending. Candy corn. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
There are a lot of like little bags of normal candies that go out, and those suck because you can get those anytime.
Reese's #1.
Yep. Reese's
no.
Cups. Single.
Well, I
serve
just said
Reese's
no. I
Cups.
mean, I'm looking at like the most popular USA Today's most popular Halloween candies in the U.S. Reese's #1.
You should be able
M&M's
to
#2,
go
Snickers.
on Amazon, like say the week of Halloween, and say, I want to buy a stash of Halloween candy, and it is a properly varied. Like if you went trick or treating, it would be the
all
properly
name brand
varied
shit, though.
mix of
Right.
candy.
With like Dum Dums.
yeah,
Dum Dums is another like classic Halloween thing.
sure. Those things last about 4 seconds.
Right. And they suck.
Oh, that one has audio, obviously. Wow, fucking Texas.
Yeah.
What?
Bit of
They
a-
ban
Candy corn's their #1 fucking thing in
they
Texas.
ban Halloween in Texas.
No, there's actually several places with candy corn #1. Fuck those places.
Candy corn #1.
Pixie sticks, yeah. I mean, kind of Halloweenish. I don't know.
Oozing eyeballs. Is that the gum that has gunk in the middle?
Maybe.
I want to know what the fuck is up with it. Is that's Arizona? No, that's New Mexico, right? No, that's New Mexico. That's Arizona.
That's Arizona. What's
Fucking
the-
Toblerone, their #1 candy.
Toblerone?
Who the fuck gives away Toblerones for
No.
goddamn Halloween?
They're 6 feet long. You can't
Yeah.
fit them in a.
You can't put them in a bag.
Can't put them in a pumpkin shaped bucket.
Oh, you go to goddamn airport like a real person to buy that
Those
shit.
maps are all lies.
Ooh, candy buttons.
What the fuck is up? What's New Hampshire?
Candy buttons get a big fart noise.
Yeah.
Is that a
Candy
Tootsie?
buttons.
Tootsie Roll, New Hampshire? Fuck
Toot-
you.
Tootsie
Rolls
Rolls are
are fun.
good.
They're all right, but that's
You know,
#1.
Flavored Tootsie Rolls are good.
I was
too.
just about to say the best thing that happens are the flavored Tootsie Rolls, and the vanilla ones are really good.
Airheads. Ugh.
Have I gone on my mini
What's
rant
wrong with
about
you,
how vanilla is
The finest of the flavors.
well, like vanilla? So vanilla, the flavor, like vanilla is a term for plain
Yes.
because I don't know why, but vanilla is like
Because white people.
Yeah, I guess. But vanilla is a super difficult to harvest and grow and acquire spice. And it's like for a long time was like literally the finest of the flavors. And I'm upset that one of my favorite flavors is the boring one. Because vanilla is fucking awesome.
Vanilla root beer is dope,
Yes, it is.
and it is not bland. It tastes delicious.
Delicious.
There's a lot of anti-root beer people out there, though. You mentioned that root beer, the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
You
What
get-
are they, fucking sarsaparilla fans?
No, they're just they just hate all the rooty
Why do
style
people-
beverages.
Hmm.
So I'm sure it's has table and everything else.
Necco wafers.
Ugh,
Oh, the worst.
fuck off.
Just fuck
Chocolate
right off.
nothing.
At first, I was like, I thought you were talking about whatever the hell the knockoff Oreos are, but then I realized
no.
it's even
Hydrox.
worse. Hydrox, yeah.
Hydrox
Then I
has
remember
been around
Necco
longer
wafers
than
are even
Oreo.
worse. Ugh. Fucking weird ass like pink and white shit in the middle.
I love Necco wafers.
Gross.
I don't know why. I just like chalky candy, I guess. Airheads, Sweet Tarts. Let's see.
Skittles.
Skittles.
Packet tropical fruit bubblicious. And some Skittles.
Oh, they're bringing lime back to Skittles for a limited time. I got to buy like 8 pounds of those so I can make it until we all die.
For a limited lime.
Oh, really? Motherfucker.
According to the display.
What?
yeah.
What now?
They're exclusive to Walmart.
Oh.
I don't know.
The limited edition.
Who's
line.
going to go to Walmart for me?
I'm there all the time. So.
All right, I'll have to.
Why, Chuck?
Because they
Okay, I think I'm done
have
with
the
the candy.
movies.
They
That's
have
FX, Chuck.
8 movies for a nickel.
Yes. Do you know how
Swedish
many
fish.
31 and 31 movies come from fucking Walmart?
All of them. All of the ones that don't come from Arrow this year.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Arrow this year.
Arrow, and what's the other one?
Vestron.
Vestron, yeah.
Fuck it, I'm moving to Rhode Island. They're the ones in... Oh, no, Indiana's okay, too. And Connecticut. I'm just looking at places that aren't, like, totally shitty for the, like, give out Halloween candy.
Don't forget, everyone, to go to youtube.com/watercooler and subscribe to Chuck's channel and then watch all the 31 and 31, because Chuck does a masterful job with those.
I do.
I've been laughing a a lot this season. You're
Really?
knocking out some
I haven't
jokes.
told one joke.
You have. Shut up.
What have you laughed at?
I've laughed.
I
at,
laugh
like,
every time Ooh Stairs comes up. I mean, honestly.
Okay.
There's a bunch of little stuff that you say, Chuck. It's a lot of times it's dry or it's a silly little piece of wordplay, and I just love it to death.
Okay, that's fair. I for sure thought this year I hadn't written one single joke.
You have jokes all over the place, and they land.
I guess
They land on my heart.
I guess
And they
writing
tickle it.
and reading it and recording it and editing it, I just lose all sense of what I just want it over with so fast.
You need a writing partner
I do.
and a writing partner.
I would take both.
I volunteer someone else to do it.
I will look over your scripts if you want me to.
Okay. Thing is like the second I finish typing the script, I record it and then I completely throw away the written thing. So
Or you can send it to me, and then I'll read over it immediately and then send it back.
here's some behind the scenes trivia for you.
Ooh, hot scoops.
Hot scoops.
If I fuck up a line read or mispronounce a word or in any way fuck up something I have recorded already,
You start the whole thing over.
no, I will go to ridiculous lengths to edit that piece of sound so that it
Oh, wow.
sounds like maybe YouTube fucked up or something like that instead of just pulling the microphone down and recording again. I don't know why that is. But I will not re-record dialogue or, it's just I can't do it. And I know I
So
should
I've
be
heard
doing it.
cuts, like,
Yeah.
I've heard a couple cuts this season.
Okay.
And is that because you fucked up?
You might be hearing cuts because I've had to process the audio
Okay.
to get rid of because I got a better mic which picks up more room noise, so I have to
Okay.
process it out. So you're probably hearing the level not the same between the two audio files. Like the
Okay.
room noise is probably lower in one and then you hear it pop up in the next one.
Okay.
So, yeah, apologize for that.
That's
I need,
all right.
I need to do a better blending job, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Drink more.
I do need to drink more.
You need to get blended.
I do. You fucking get
But no, this season has been good, and you have had some weird ass haters, but they're all wrong.
Yeah, I usually catch up in, like, not quite week spurts. But, like, I started today to get caught up, and I watched one of your quick take ones, and then the next one was, like, whatever I don't remember the name of the movie. It was like, I'm watching this because there's probably going to be lots of nudity and stuff.
Midnight Teas.
Yeah, it was one of the newer ones, and like I was like, I don't want to watch this at work.
Yeah, that one was Mackie texted me when he was watching. It was like, I've had to hide my monitor 4 times.
Well, I get fired up, and like I was like, someone walked by, and I was like, I'm not watching this one at work.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I'm watching them all at work.
You should just assume that
Every day.
anything in a horror review is either going to be tits or blood.
I figure there might be like, the worst that you're gonna have is a girl in a bikini or something. So I can explain it away. I'm fine. But no, I've been fairly religious about watching them this season. Normally it's like, oh, I watched the first 5, and then I'm busy.
I'll watch the next 25 at the end of the month.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
But I've been you're right. I've been keeping up pretty well this
Thanks.
season. I've been enjoying them.
Appreciate it.
And all your haters are big old dick bags. That's what I'm gonna say.
Man, it's been weird.
They have come out of the woodwork to chastise you for
Yeah.
just having respect for women or minorities or dogs or whatever.
Man, the one thing about the dogs is probably the strangest comment. Is just like, man, you're a fucking pussy. Why don't you, dogs die? And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to watch it in a movie. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like,
But, like,
I know people die in movies. I get that.
And then there are people like we have some reasonable friends like Jens who's like, I don't really mind when a dog dies,
Yeah.
but I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm moving on
Yeah.
with my life. I don't feel the need to chastise a stranger for an opinion which is really not like
But then that
Not a
stranger
bad
got
opinion.
extra gross, and Jens had to renounce his agreement with
Right.
that person.
So weird.
Yeah, I don't.
If you just stop being a beta cuck, Chuck,
If I could,
you'd be fine.
I just locked
Beta-
into
beta
it. I
Chuck.
guess. Yeah.
That should be your new YouTube channel. just lean into it. That's all I can say.
I don't appreciate when screenwriters lean on rape as a plot point. Well, you're just another SJW
Yeah.
out to ruin America.
Stop being so mainstream. I'm like,
Mainstream, yeah. Oh, sorry. I don't
whoa.
revel in people getting sexually assaulted all the time. So
Yeah.
I'm mainstream.
and I'm not.
Like,
I'm not like. There. Okay. There is. It is an overused plot device, absolutely. But there are certain situations where such a horrible thing can be a proper motivating tool in storytelling.
Yes.
I get that. I totally get that. But there are other times where you know that someone has just put it in to be fucking gratuitous. And fuck that. You know? Nudity is gratuitous, but nudity is fun.
right.
You know?
Yeah, it can be. Sometimes it gets excessive.
Not any of our nudity.
No.
Well, no. I mean, like, we've watched movies where it's just like, oh, just put your fucking clothes
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Like, just Jesus.
Donna, please.
Yeah, seriously.
I still like Donna. You guys are so mean to
Donna looked less leathery in
I
these
know.
latest ones. The one that we watched that you weren't here for, she did not look
Yeah.
leathery.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
Maybe she found, like, shea butter or something. Something.
Which one was it?
Fit to kill.
Fit to Kill.
Fit to kill.
Oh, she had to be fit.
Yeah. she
Kill.
was.
All right, let's get out of here. Let's
All right,
actually
yep.
sign off of the internet. We've
Candy and
had some good extra content for those who
deflating
stuck
me
around.
for 10 minutes.
Candy.
Yeah.
I didn't think you could hang on that long, Chuck. But
I don't care. At this point, I'm like, if you want to talk about
no,
it.
for the 10 minutes of filleting.
Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I got staying power.